Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku and Almight Got Teleported to Little Witch Academia movie. Before we start, please go support Mhan1NT3ND0 fan for writing that awesome fanfic. Desperate to learn how to fly a broom, Akko tries to cast a spell on herself to take a shortcut to victory. Only she screws it up and accidentally brings a couple people from another world to hers. Now stuck in this world, Izuku, Midoriya and Toshinori Yagi need to bear with it until they can find their way back home. But what happens when the school's worst witch falls in love with the future #1 hero, summoned into a world of magic? Barbara, hey Akko. You still can't fly a broom? Most of the class laughs at the girl known as Akko. Akko pouts, I'll show you. I'll cast a spell on myself and I'll be able to ride a broom. Akko, are you sure? You haven't been able to cast any spells other than that one back in Arcturus Forest. I'm with Latte on this. I'm normally happy to see you fall flat on your face, but I don't want to get caught in the crossfire of whatever whacked up spell you end up casting. Akko, relax, Latte and Susie. It'll be fine. Latte and Susie back up a bit to avoid whatever happens. All the while, everyone at the area, and a teacher with blue hair and red glasses from inside the school was watching. Akko then casted a major spell, but it horribly backfired and created an interdimensional portal above them. Akko, oopsies. Nelson, what did you do? Akko, I'm sorry. Nelson, everyone get behind me. The students nodded and got behind Nelson. As she got her wand ready, screams could be heard from two individuals. Eventually, someone fell out of the portal and coughed up blood. Nelson, must be a skeleton. Then the screams of the other individual came and fell right on top of the blonde-haired man who coughed up more blood upon the impact. The portal then closed up. The students sighed in relief upon seeing these two who didn't look like much of a threat. The two individuals then got up and started speaking in a language most people didn't understand. Are you alright? Why yeah. Everyone, Akko, what did they say? Akko, they sound Japanese. She started to walk towards them but was stopped by Nelson. Nelson, don't even think about it, Akko. They might be dangerous. That caught the attention of the two males and they looked over to see the massive crowd of girls, to which the boy with green hair hid behind the blonde-haired man for some reason. This confused everyone. Greetings. I promise you that we mean you no harm. Nelson, we cannot understand what you're saying. Akko, he says. Greetings. I promise you that we mean you no harm. The entire class stared at Akko. Akko, what? Susie, Akko, you knew what he was saying? How? Akko, it's not that big of a deal. He was speaking Japanese. Latte, oh yeah, I forgot you're from Japan. Seems that most of these people speak in English. He cleared his throat and started speaking in English. The young girl is correct. Nelson, wait, you speak English? The blonde-haired man nodded. I believe introductions are in order. My name is Toshinori Yagi. And I assure you, we mean you no harm. The green-haired kid looked at the man now known as Toshinori Yagi. That's your real name? Toshinori, oh yeah. I forgot to tell you that. Apologies. You might want to introduce yourself to them as well. Oh. Alright. Hello. And my name is Izuku and Midoriya. Nelson, well, Toshinori and Izuku, I'm Nelson. And right now you are in Luna Nova Academy. Toshinori and Izuku were confused. Toshinori, Luna Nova? I've never heard of that school. Izuku, why yeah. And me neither. Akko then approached them, ignoring what she was told earlier. Akko, it's only the most prestigious magical academy ever. Before Nelson could correct her and say that it was just the most prestigious in Europe. Izuku magic? Don't you mean it's a hero school? This confused the girls. Izuku then pulled out a notebook from who knows where, confusing the girls even more. Izuku, by the way, what are your quirks? Toshinori chuckled at the excitement. But, Akko, what do you mean quirk? Izuku, why you know, a superpower? I can't believe I'm talking to a girl. Akko, we have magic. Not superpowers. Okay, now it was Izuku and Toshinori's turn to look confused. And then Izuku started to talk a mile a minute. He was rambling on and on. The girl's sweat dropped at this strange dilemma. Nelson, Toshinori. Toshinori, is this about young Midoriya's mumbling? Nelson, yes. Does he do this often? Toshinori, yes. Very often. I've gotten used to it. Izuku, all Yagi. I think I know what's going on. Akko was confused as to what Izuku was about to say. Toshinori, what is it, young Midoriya? Izuku, I think whatever has happened, we have been sent into a completely different world. Toshinori coughed up blood in surprise while Akko looked apologetic. The other students were also shocked that these two were from another world. And that Akko of all people was able to pull that off. Even if it was unintentional. Nelson, I think our best option right now would be to go to the head mistress of this academy. Toshinori, that would be appreciated, yes. Nelson, and Akko, you're coming as well. Akko put her head down, and they started walking to the head mistress' office. Meanwhile, the blue-haired woman watching from above was looking at the two strange individuals. But then her eyes widened as she sensed something in Izuku. Something strong. It seemed like, that green-haired boy, I can sense some incredibly strong magic within him. But what kind of magic is it? Back with Toshinori, Izuku, and Akko, they were right in front of the headmistress. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Yagi and Mr. Midoriya. My name is Miranda Holbrook. Toshinori, it's a pleasure to meet you, Ms. Holbrook. Izuku, nice to meet you, Holbrook. Now, Nelson told me that you two are apparently from another world and were accidentally brought here by Ms. Atsuko Kagari. Toshinori, that appears to be the conclusion that young Midoriya came to. Holbrook, would you be so kind as to explain what happens in your world? Izuku shot up and explained everything in full detail, making Akko dizzy before Toshinori snapped her out of it. Holbrook, so to put it simply, instead of magic, 80% of your world has superpowers called quirks. Izuku nodded. Holbrook, if you don't mind me asking, what are your quirks? Izuku flinched and Toshinori had a sad look. Izuku, I am actually a part of the 20% of people who didn't get any powers. Holbrook, I take that this is a terrible thing in your world? Toshinori, that's putting it very lightly. Those who are quirkless are constantly discriminated by our society. Izuku looked down. Holbrook, well, don't think that this makes us think any different of you. Izuku, really? Thanks. Holbrook just smiled at him. Holbrook, and what about you, Mr. Yagi? Izuku, Yagi, should we tell these two about that? Toshinori smiled. Toshinori, I think we can trust them. Allow me to show you. Steam started to come off Toshinori as he slowly buffed up. The end result completely shocked Holbrook and Akko. Toshinori, H-A. I am here. Akko, what the heck? Holbrook, my. I was not expecting something like this. Toshinori, surprising, isn't it? Actually, in our country, I am the #1 hero. I am Almight. Toshinori or Almight then turned back to normal while coughing up blood. Akko, okay, how did you go from skeleton to that? Toshinori, if you want me to tell you, I want you both to promise me that what I say will not leave this room. Akko, sure. Holbrook, alright. Toshinori smiled and then lifted up his shirt. Akko, Jesus Christ. Toshinori, pretty gross, right? I got this in a big fight 5 years ago. My respiratory system was basically destroyed. I lost my whole stomach. All the surgeries have pretty much worn me out. It can't be fixed. Right now, I can only do hero work for about 3 hours a day. The rest of the time? This is what I look like. Holbrook, this is certainly concerning. Toshinori, unfortunately, as time goes on, my time limit will get shorter and shorter until eventually, I'll have to retire. Akko, what? But your world needs you. Toshinori, I'm afraid I can't do much about it. One day, however, I met a young man. None other than Izuku Midoriya himself. The day I met him, I ended up crushing his dreams. Holbrook, you did what? Izuku, please calm down. Toshinori, it's alright, young Midoriya. There were plenty of better things I could have said to you that day. Done something that would keep your dream alive. To this day, it will always be my biggest regret. Akko, Holbrook, and Izuku stayed silent. Toshinori, then, young Midoriya surprised me later that day. He saw his own classmate being suffocated by a villain that I had captured earlier that day but ended up getting released. When he saw that, he jumped in to save his classmate. His actions inspired me to act even though I had reached my limit already. He acted like a true hero. Akko, seriously? She was inches away from Izuku's face, turning him nuclear red. Izuku, why, yeah? Why, you're too close. Akko, oh sorry. She backed away and Izuku's face turned back to normal. Toshinori. After that, I approached him again and apologized while telling him that he can become a hero as well. Holbrook, you made the right choice in doing so. Toshinori. And so, I have deemed him worthy of inheriting my quirk. Akko and Holbrook. What? Toshinori. Allow me to explain. He went on to explain One for All and how it works. Akko, wow. That's incredible. But why are you training for this quirk instead of inheriting it immediately? Toshinori, my quirk is a lot to handle. The combined physical abilities of everyone who's ever used it creates a hurricane of pure force. If his body isn't prepared, his arms and legs would shoot right off him. Akko, what? Holbrook, that's horrible. Toshinori, that's why we were training his body to handle the power of my quirk. We were halfway done when a portal appeared right under us and we were sent here. So his body is still unprepared. Holbrook, well, until we find a way to send you back to your world, you will have to stay here. Toshinori, we understand. But may I make a small request? Holbrook, what is it? Toshinori, could you find a way to help young Midoriya continue his training? Holbrook, why certainly. But he'll also have to take classes here. He's still a student. Izuku, okay. Maybe I can make friends with some of the other guys here. Holbrook's sweat dropped. Holbrook, this is actually an all-girls school. Izuku, what? Toshinori, you'll be okay, young Midoriya. Izuku gulped. Izuku, okay. Holbrook, now on to Ms. Kaguri. Akko gulped. Holbrook, since you're the one who summoned these two, Mr. Midoriya will be assigned to your dorm. Akko, okay. Toshinori, seems reasonable to me, I guess. Izuku, am I the only one who has a problem with this? Holbrook, there are no other rooms for students. And Mr. Yagi will have to share a room with Professor Ursula. Toshinori, the Sea Witch? Holbrook, no. Not that one. Toshinori, I was only joking. Akko, it wasn't even that funny. Izuku, All Might, you could have done better. Toshinori just chuckled. Toshinori, sorry. Holbrook, that will be all. You three are dismissed. Akko, you are to guide Izuku to your dorm. I'll guide Mr. Yagi to his. Akko nodded happily and brought Izuku to her dorm by pulling his arm. Meanwhile, Toshinori and Holbrook left to find Ursula, who was actually eavesdropping on them. She told them that she would keep this all a secret and guided Toshinori to her place. But she couldn't stop wondering how Izuku had magic. She also wanted to find out what kind of magic it was, as it was stronger than it should be. Getting used to school, Akko and Izuku have arrived at her dorm. While they were on their way there, they learned about the broom relay and Akko declared that she would win it. Akko, are you ready, Izuku? Izuku, I guess. Sorry. I'm pretty shy around girls. Akko, don't worry about it. She opens the door and greets Susie and Latte. Akko, hey Susie. Hey Latte. Latte, Akko. How bad was your punishment this time? Akko, SOSO. Because of my actions, we have a new roommate. Susie, sweet. A new test subject. Akko, hey. Come on. Izuku walked in while shaking like a leaf. Susie, hey, you're that broccoli boy. Izuku looked dumbfounded. Latte, Susie. Izuku, I've been called a lot of things. But broccoli boy is a new one. Akko, what are you usually called? Izuku looked down. Latte, I think it's a touchy subject for him, Akko. Akko, oh. Sorry. Anyways, what did I miss? Susie, not much. Latte, but I have to go pick up my broom at the Magic Item Cafe. Akko, Magic Item Cafe? What's that? Izuku, I'd also like to know. Latte, you wanna come with? Akko nodded happily. Izuku, since I'm in a new world, I'd like to know everything I can. And so, Latte brought the two to town. Akko, a broom would have gotten us here faster. Izuku, from what I heard, you can't even ride a broom. Akko, hey. I'd like to see you do any better. Izuku, I am not saying you're terrible for not being able to. I swear. Akko sighs. Latte, the energy of the Sorcerer's Stone doesn't reach town. Izuku, Sorcerer's Stone? Latte, it's the source of our magical powers. Izuku, I see. He then brought out his notebook. Latte, where did you get that notebook from? Izuku, huh? I always keep one on me. Latte, that doesn't answer my question. Akko, so, what's the Magic Item Cafe again? Latte, an all-purpose magic store that sells and repairs items. They even serve you tea. They then arrived at a place that didn't really look much like a cafe. Latte, we're here. Izuku, are you sure? They enter and find a man there who greets them. Shopkeeper, welcome. Latte, I was wondering if my broom was ready. Shopkeeper, let's see, yeah, should be. Just a minute. Akko looked around. Akko, where's the cafe? Izuku, I think it's over there. He points to just a couple of tables behind her. Akko, talk about false advertisement. Izuku was looking at a couple of potions. Izuku, juices that turn you into a frog leg. Candy that makes you a chameleon tongue. And here I thought that quirks can be weird. He then heard rattling from behind. Akko, a broom? Latte, looks familiar. Izuku, because it's the legendary broom, Shooting Star? Latte, hey. You're right. How'd you know? Izuku, Because of the news report on that wall. He pointed to the wall beside the broom. Latte-o, Akko, I've never heard of the shooting star. Latte, long ago there was once a witch who crossed the Pacific Ocean on a broom. It flew without the aid of the Sorcerer's Stone. This legendary broom has its own magical supply of energy. And when it flies, it looks just like a shooting star. Akko dibs. Shopkeeper, I don't think so. That broom is off limits. It's too dangerous. Even if you fall off it, it'll just keep flying. But thanks to this lock here, even if it escapes, it'll just get pulled back. Izuku, but, shopkeeper, if it got loose, my boss'll probably fire me. Akko, is it fast? Shopkeeper, I've heard that it's faster than a speeding bullet. Izuku, that would make it as fast as Almight. Akko, great. Let me borrow it. Latte Akko, Akko, if I fly it, I would be able to win the broom relay. I just need it for a day. Shopkeeper, hang on, you can't be serious. Akko, actually I am. Shopkeeper, don't be silly. No one can ride that crazy broom. Besides, Diana will easily win the competition. Izuku Diana? Akko, this girl who's always really good at magic. Izuku oh. Later back at the academy, Akko was ranting about how everyone is rooting for Diana before Professor Ursula caught her attention and gave her a book on the basics of riding a broom, to which she took it immediately and ran off. That day, she tried to fly, but to no avail. And she had to convince her friends to properly join in. So they decided to help her out, with absolutely ridiculous plans. And with little to no success. Izuku, hey. What's going on? Latte-o. Izuku. We're trying to help Akko ride a broom. Izuku, any luck? Susie, nah, I'm going to skip over the relay race. It stays the same. Izuku, you tried your best, Akko. Akko, man, time skip a few days, we're going to episode 5. Izuku, it's great that you were able to help Annabelle. Akko, it feels nice to help people. Izuku, right? So, what are you making? Akko, an elixir. With sugar, spice, and everything nice. Izuku, did you come up with this recipe just so you could make a Powerpuff Girls reference? Akko, maybe. She started stirring rapidly before the concoction somehow exploded in her face. Susie, why do you keep wasting ingredients? Izuku, it looks like you added something you weren't supposed to. Akko, but that's how you get it to taste good. Izuku, Akko, it's better for now to follow things correctly. We don't want anything bad to happen. Akko stuck her tongue out at him before looking to see Amanda O'Neill's team not really taking things serious and called them out for it. Amanda, we'll all be fine. It's easy for all of us. Well, all of us except for you. Akko, and what's that supposed to mean? Amanda, you're a washout, so why do you even care? You can't even ride a broom. Akko got angry at her comment. Akko, you're the washout. Amanda, wow. Good one. Quit barking in my ear. Akko, what did you say? She flipped Amanda's chair. Izuku, was that really necessary? Amanda, ow. What the hell was that? Akko, I fixed your bad attitude. Amanda, look who's talking about bad attitude. Akko, you're just sore you lost the race. Amanda, that isn't true at all. Akko, you're just jealous. Amanda, how could I be jealous of a washout like you? Akko, you're the washout. Amanda, the worst washout is. Amanda and Akko, they kept shoving each other until they knocked over a potion and caused a major explosion. Diana, Skrilla, everything that was flung and broken froze. Diana, Yara retur. Saying that, everything reversed back to normal. Everyone then started to praise Diana for reversing the explosion. Diana, can you two stop disrupting the class with your pathetic fight? It's so annoying. Akko, huh? Amanda, hey. Who are you calling pathetic? Lukich, quiet. It seems you both want to be punished. Punished until your blood runs dry. She gave out a laugh that sent shivers down everyone's spines. Diana, maybe you can decide who the bigger washout is while serving your punishment. Her two teammates stuck their tongues out at them. Izuku, hey. That's pretty rude, don't you think? Diana glared at him. Although it didn't have much of an effect on Izuku. Diana, I suggest you mind your own business. You're only here until we can find a way to send you back to whatever world you and that skeleton came from. Izuku squinted his eyes. Diana, what? Is there something you want to say? Izuku, you just seem like the perfect match for Kaken. Diana, who? Izuku, and never mind. Later that day, Akko, Diana really gets on my nerves. Just because she can use magic. Amanda, yeah, I guess it's because she's from a famous family. Her attitude just makes me mad. Amanda and Akko, I'd like to give her a piece of my mind. Akko then noticed that Amanda wasn't even trying to help. Akko, hey, you're not working at all. They then heard flapping and saw Izuku running towards them. Izuku, Akko. Amanda, Akko and Amanda, yeah? Izuku, this is gonna sound silly, but did you guys happen to see dragons flying around? Akko and Amanda, huh? They look outside to see a bunch of dragons, just like Izuku said. Akko, what's going on? Izuku, we better find out. Amanda got on her broom and started flying. She then picked Akko and Izuku up. As they flew up, they saw the dragons take off with the Sorcerer's Stone. And because of that, they started falling. As they screamed, All Might jumped in and saved the day by catching them. Amanda, huh? She looked at All Might. Amanda, what the buck? All Might, H-A-H-A-H-A. I am here. Coming to your rescue. Amanda, hold on. Is this Mr. Yagi? How? All Might, well, young O'Neill. It's my Quirk in action. Amanda, okay. That is actually pretty rad. But those dragons took off with the Sorcerer's Stone. All Might, then we better inform the teachers of this dilemma. All Might let them down, turned back to normal, and brought them to the teachers. Amanda, Principal Holbrook, there's an emergency. The Sorcerer's Stone has been stolen. Holbrook, what was that, Miss Kaguri? Izuku, dragons came and stole it. I saw it with my own eyes. Lookism, as I expected, the prophecy was right. Toshinori, wait, you knew this would happen. The other teachers and Holbrook glared at Lookism. Holbrook, calm down, we are aware of what's happening. Akko, then let's go get the stone back. Izuku, we'll help. Holbrook, no. Leave this issue to us. You three should go back to your room. Akko, but the Sorcerer's Stone is our magical power source. Without it, we can't use magic at Luna Nova. Is that what you actually want? Finland, that is beside the point, Akko. Amanda, I thought you two were cleaning as punishment. Akko, but this is more important. Finland, Atsuko Kaguri. I order you to hand wash all the laundry in the school. Toshinori, she's like an even worse version of Aizawa. Finland, you too, Amanda O'Neill. Go! Now, later, somehow, Akko and Amanda's teammates got punished too. Akko, why do we have to do all the laundry? Latte, it can't be helped. Since the stone is gone, the fairies can't work. So students have to do all the cleaning, laundry, and cooking. Susie, Latte, Izuku, and I weren't punished. Why do we have to do it? Izuku, well, it helps with my training. Latte, training for what? Izuku, to become a hero. Susie, right, I forgot that your world has superpowers instead of magic. Akko, we don't have time for this. Amanda, your useless enthusiasm dragged me into this mess. There's nothing much we can do at this point. Mr. Yagi was the only one who didn't freak out. Which makes sense considering that dude can go from a skeleton to the most buff man in the world. But I doubt even he can defeat a dragon. Izuku, I'm sure he could. Susie, well, I heard in the old days that in order to supplement their magic power, the dragons used to great witches to sup their blood and eat their meat. Izuku, gross. Amanda, no dragon would eat a witch nowadays. Izuku, that explains why they want the Sorcerer's Stone. Akko, hey, I was about to come to that same conclusion. Susie, who knows? Latte, a dragon from around here may reside in the Rastaban ruins. Akko got up in her face. Akko, Latte, what do you know about it? Latte, I heard that they used to be famous for being very violent. But they're rarely seen nowadays. Akko, damn you, dragons. You've been quiet for a century, yet you had to steal from us while we're here. That can't be forgiven. Never. We have to get the Sorcerer's Stone back. Susie, and Akko is talking crazy again. Diana then showed up. Diana, I wouldn't do that. Izuku, hey, it's you. You're actually, I don't think I ever got your name. Diana, it's Diana Cavendish. Izuku, oh, Diana, you were only assigned to do laundry. You should refrain from doing anything stupid. Amanda, who let you in here? Diana, I came here to give you a message from Professor Finilan. When you are done with laundry, go fetch water. Izuku, but we still have so much laundry to do. Akko, Diana, this will affect you too. Without the Sorcerer's Stone, we can't have class and we won't be able to use magic. Diana, but you are no match for those dragons. Izuku, but we have to try something. No matter what the consequences. Diana, it's pointless. You have less power than Akko. And she can't even ride a broom. And Akko, your meddling will only make the problem worse. You always act before you think. Izuku, wait. You too? Akko, huh? Izuku, There was once a time when I acted without having a chance to think, but I'll tell you that later. Diana, you should still realize that you always involve others and bring them only trouble. That's the reason why Izuku and Mr. Yagi are stuck here. If you continue like this, even your friends will get tired of you. Izuku, enough. Amanda, I'm with him on this. Lay off. Diana, you too. You're always goofing around. Just because you don't have a purpose, you shouldn't bother others. Amanda, what was that? Diana, I've relayed the message. She left. Amanda, Akko. You're not backing down after what she said, are you? Akko, no way. Amanda and Akko then gave each other a fist bump. Latte, what? Wait a second, you two. Are you serious? Susie, there's no stopping Akko now. Latte, but we've still got laundry to do. Constance tapped Latte's shoulder to show her new invention, which made laundry go by in a snap. Izuku, amazing. But what about fetching water? She pointed to another device that made gathering water much easier. And so, off they went. As they flew on their brooms, Izuku was riding alongside Amanda. The magic power was coming back. Izuku, is this a good sign? Amanda, yeah, it means the magic power is starting to recover. They started to lift up higher off the ground. Susie, that means we're getting closer to the Sorcerer's Stone. Latte, look. I think that's it. They saw Rastaban ruins. Izuku, so this is Rastaban ruins? Latte, yeah. That's it. Izuku then looked up and, Izuku, look out! A giant fireball nearly hit them. They only barely dodged it. Akko, what was that? Izuku, over there. They saw the dragons. Akko, they're the ones who stole the Sorcerer's Stone. The dragons started to give chase to them. Izuku, they're gaining on us. They nearly avoided another blast of fire coming from the dragons. Constance then took out a blaster she invented and started blasting one of the dragons before it fell down. Amanda, we should split into groups. They all split up. Amanda, Constance, and Izuku were in a group together. Constance was shooting at the dragons that followed them, and with some incredible flying skills, Amanda and Izuku got behind them. Amanda, slow hun dance. A flower popped out of the dragon's nose in front, causing it to slow down in shock and collide with the dragon behind it before falling to the ground and being shot at by Constance before it exploded. Susie caused a massive explosion with a spell and took down a few dragons. When Akko checked up on the explosion, she saw that the dragon was actually mechanical. Akko, what is this? Amanda and Izuku came over to her. Izuku, what's wrong, Akko? They then heard Latte scream and saw her and Susie being taken away by one of the dragons. Latte, help! Akko, Latte! Susie, Constance tried to shoot the dragons down but missed, and she and Jasminka also got taken. Amanda, Constance. Jasminka. The dragons then flew down into a pit. Izuku, we gotta help them. Akko and Amanda, right. But as Izuku and Akko started to run after them, they both fell into a pit. Amanda, Akko? Izuku? She went after them. Amanda, Akko. Izuku. RUL whoops. Opening their eyes, they were in an awkward position. Izuku was right on top of her. Lips not that far away. Upon realizing this, they blushed like tomatoes and got up. Izuku, SSSS sorry. Akko, it's alright. Amanda, oh I wish I brought my camera. Akko and Izuku, HUI. After that, they pressed onwards. They ended up outside of a giant vent. Akko, what kind of place is this? Izuku, it seems like some sort of food pantry. They climbed down the vent and saw what looked like a weird torture device. Akko, don't tell me they really eat witches. Izuku, let's not jump to conclusions, Akko. We don't know how big the resident is or if the technology they use is different from ours. Amanda, hide. She pushed the two behind the machine as something giant walks in. Izuku, I feel like I'm in Jack and the Beanstalk. They walk in the giant figure's direction and hide behind a bottle. The figure overlooks a cage filled with their friends. Amanda, not good. Akko then used a chain hanging around and launched herself at the figure only to get caught by its fingers. Izuku, Akko! She was brought up to the figure's face and she started freaking out. Akko, are you going to eat me? I don't taste that good. I'll upset your stomach, so please don't eat me. The figure opened its mouth and, Dragon, be quiet. Who would eat a witch? You look unappetizing anyway. Akko, how ruse! I taste good. He threw her and Izuku, riding on Amanda's broom, caught her. Izuku, you okay? Akko blushed. Akko, why yeah, Dragon. So you're the ones who got caught by my security system? The cage holding the others was opened and Amanda, Akko, and Izuku came up to them. They then saw the dragon using the machine Akko was worried about before, as it turned out to just be an ordinary food processor. Izuku see? Akko yeah? See, can you let me down now? Izuku huh? He blushed. Izuku, sorry. He let her down. Dragon, you must be the students from Luna Nova. Although I don't recall it being co-ed. Akko, it's kind of a long story. Dragon, whatever. Have you brought the money you promised? Izuku, money? Dragon, Principal Holbrook gave you money to give me, right? Akko, what do you mean? We came to take back the Sorcerer's Stone. A doorbell sound rang and Holbrook was shown on the screen behind them. Holbrook, excuse me. Thank you for your help. Dragon, come on in. Izuku, and we're screwed. Akko's sweat dropped. The teachers entered and saw the students. Holbrook, girls. I mean students. What are you doing here? Dragon, did you send your students to buy some time? Before she could defend herself, Izuku spoke up. Izuku, no, Mr. Dragon. This was all my idea. All me. Girls, Constans what? Dragon, 2 things kid. 1. My name is Fafnir. 2. I don't buy that story for a second. You seem like the type of kid who would just throw himself under the bus if his friends were in trouble. Izuku, isn't that a normal thing? Fafnir, be honest with me kid. When was the last time you made a friend your age before meeting these girls? Izuku, before I was 4? Fafnir, yikes. Well, Ms. Holbrook, where is the money you owe? Holbrook, well, the teachers brought a bunch of objects to him. Holbrook, can you spare us with just this much? Fafnir, with that garbage? He blew a gust of wind from his snout and nearly toppled the teachers. Fafnir, how dare you try to deceive me? What I want is the money you owe me. Akko, okay, what's going on? Is that a ransom for the Sorcerer's Stone? Fafnir, no. Luna Nova owes me a lot of money. But they have yet to pay interest in over a year. Not even a penny. Students, what? Fafnir, no matter how many times I've asked, all you've given me were excuses. I said I would take the Sorcerer's Stone the next time you failed to pay. Holbrook, I never thought you'd truly take it. Izuku, so basically, because they didn't pay you, you took the Sorcerer's Stone as collateral? Fafnir, this is just a warning. Even if I sell the Sorcerer's Stone, it's still not enough. Akko, how much money do you even owe? Holbrook, Mr. Fafnir, please have some sympathy. Luna Nova is losing students every year and our income is now only 1/10 of what it was during the Magic Golden Age. Fafnir, because you are obsessed with magic, which isn't popular anymore. Just look at me. I generate massive profits through online investments. Holbrook, if you have such wealth, please have mercy on us. Fafnir, I don't intend to wait any longer. I'll crush Luna Nova and sell it off. Izuku, what? Holbrook, no. Izuku, Hey. Fafnir, you already have enough money. Can't you just show some generosity? Fafnir, what was that? Akko, you're a dragon. What are you even going to do with this money? Fafnir, what's wrong with a dragon making money? Money doesn't discriminate between humans or dragons. Luna Nova isn't going to last long anyway. I'm trying to recover my money while I can. Izuku and Akko, fat chance. Akko, I have an ambition to be a witch. Izuku, and if I can't save the dreams of the people who go to this school, I could never call myself a hero. Izuku and Akko, we won't let you crush Luna Nova. Fafnir, who cares? Akko, you should care. You mean old miser? Fafnir, who are you calling a miser? Izuku, you. Fafnir, you pay back what you borrow. That's the way the world works. Pay what you are supposed to pay. Then Diana showed up. Diana, there's no reason to pay. She showed Fafnir the contract he signed. Diana, this is the contract you signed with Luna Nova 1,000 years ago. Akko, Amanda, and Izuku came down to see. Izuku, a contract? Finilan, yes, but it was written in ancient dragon script. No one was able to read it. Akko, but you can read it, Diana? Diana, yes. When I was 12. It says nothing about interest. So we didn't need to pay interest from the start. Izuku, I get it. Fafnir knew those teachers can't read ancient dragon script, and decided to deceive them, making them pay interest that didn't even exist in the first place. Diana, wow. You caught on pretty quickly. Izuku, I mean, when you put the pieces together, it's rather obvious. Diana, true. Fafnir tried to weasel his way out of it. Fafnir, that's a false accusation. There is no such thing as no interest nowadays. Something promised that long ago must be invalid now. Izuku, that includes the debt. Fafnir. Fafnir, what? No, Diana, according to my calculations, the interest Luna Nova paid for is more than the original debt itself. Izuku, So if the interest itself is unjust, Diana, yes. Then the debt itself should be considered paid in full. Wouldn't you agree, Fafnir? Regarding this unnecessary interest Luna Nova has paid over these years, we can negotiate you paying us back at a later date. With that being said, can you now return the Sorcerer's Stone? Mr. Fafnir. Fafnir knew he was screwed. So he complied. Fafnir, these days, neither dragons nor magic mean anything. This is the era of science. Magic is destined to disappear soon. Akko, that's not true. Magic can still touch people's hearts. Fafnir, ha! It's been a long time since I heard such a naive comment. Akko, you just watch. Someday, I'll be a great witch and captivate the world. Fafnir, so that's your dream? Akko, yes. Fafnir, you'll realize that you can't live on dreams alone. Akko, goodbye, Gramps. And don't be so greedy. However, as they all turned to leave, Izuku, what was that? Fafnir, oh no, it can't be. Akko, what's going on? Fafnir came running out of his place with a terrified expression on his face. The students and teachers followed soon after. And what they found made them understand why Fafnir was worried. This dragon was even bigger than Fafnir. Akko, what's going on? Fafnir, that dragon is the evil fire dragon that destroys all that it encounters. The witches tried to attack it with their spells, but it did nothing. Fafnir, don't bother. The magic you possess is not going to do anything against that dragon. The dragon then shot flames everywhere. They were all barely able to avoid. But as she was running, Akko tripped and the dragon shot fire at her just as she got up. Akko, is this really how I'll die? But when Izuku saw this, his body once again moved on its own and he shoved Akko out of the way, taking the hit instead. Akko, Izuku! Izuku awakens his magic. Akko, Izuku! The students heard her cry and saw Akko crying over Izuku. He wasn't waking up. Amanda, Izuku! No! Akko, Izuku! Please! Wake up! Please! Diana, Akko! We have to get out of here. But it fell deaf on Akko's ears as all she could focus on was her friend. But then the evil dragon appeared in front of her and was ready to kill her. Students and teachers, AKO, Akko could only close her eyes in fear as the claw came closer and closer until the claw was stopped. Akko opened her eye to see Izuku was holding the dragon's claw with his left hand before using his other hand to push it off. Akko, Izuku. Izuku put his hand out in front of her without saying a word. Akko, Izuku? Izuku only clenched his teeth and ran after the dragon. Akko, Izuku! Wait! Izuku then jumped up and, imagine the flames are green. Everyone could only stare in shock at what just happened. Izuku just jumped up with his fist on fire and punched the dragon in the face. And it seemed to have a massive effect on it. Just then, Ursula and Toshinori showed up on Ursula's broom. Ursula, sorry we're late. Is everything alright? Holbrook, truth be told, we're not sure. Toshinori, HM? Why? Both Izuku fell to the ground and stared at the dragon in anger. Holbrook, that's why. Toshinori, what's wrong with young Midoriya? Finilan, that evil dragon appeared and tried to turn Akko into ash, but Izuku shoved her out of the way and took the force of the attack. But now his fist ignited and he punched that dragon in the face. Toshinori, what? Toshinori rushed over to Akko and Izuku to see him with a very angry expression on his face. Before anyone could act, Izuku charged forward and punched the dragon in the stomach, sending it into one of the ruins while he was only making roars. Except Fafnir could understand what he was saying. Izuku, you made Akko cry. He jumped above the dragon and ignited his fists before sending out a flurry of punches. Izuku, and I'm not gonna let you get away with it. Akko, what's happened to him? Ursula, I thought I sensed powerful magic within him, but I wasn't expecting this. The dragon slapped Izuku away like a fly and sent out flames at him. But he just ate it. Now everyone but Ursula and Fafnir were surprised. Diana, Professor Ursula. What's happened to him? Akko, maybe it's a quirk? Fafnir, I know this magic. Everyone, Ursula, this is magic? Ursula, not just any magic. Ancient magic. Fafnir, magic that doesn't even require the Sorcerer's Stone. It's the kind of magic that all dragons fear. Ursula, Dragon Slayer magic. Latte. But I thought Dragon Slayer magic was lost a long time ago. Ursula, we all did. But the fact that Izuku swallowed the dragon's flames is enough proof that he has Fire Dragon Slayer magic. Fafnir, the only way that dragon can survive is if he flees. But even then, it's nearly impossible. Izuku ran up to the dragon and the dragon was engulfed in the flames and a massive explosion happened, sending it back. Fafnir, It seems he has dragon antibodies in him. Akko, what do you mean by that, Gramps? Fafnir, dragon slayers need to be given dragon antibodies or else they'll turn into a dragon themselves. But I'm not sure where he got those antibodies. Fenelon, how can you tell? Ursula, look. They look to see that Izuku's diamond freckles became scales and 2 of his teeth have turned sharp. And then green dragon wings grew out of his back. But that's where the changes ended. Fafnir, that's how much he can change thanks to the antibodies. Izuku then started to fly as the dragon was trying to escape him. He roared loudly at him. Izuku, I'll kill you for what you've done. You will not escape me. The streams of fire hit the dragon dead on, and he fell right into the ground. Izuku then shot straight down with an ignited fist that he drove into the dragon's stomach. Akko, I wish I knew what he was saying. Fafnir, he's screaming at the dragon for what happened and shouting that he'll kill it for making you cry. Akko blushed madly. Akko hhuh? Toshinori, wait, he'll kill it? That doesn't sound like something he'd say. Fafnir, his mind doesn't seem to be in full control. He just wants to uphold whatever is on his mind right now. That being to protect Akko. Akko was blushing even brighter knowing that Izuku is fight that dragon just to keep her safe. The dragon tried to get up but Izuku wasn't letting it happen. Izuku, stay down. The dragon tried to use its fire to kill Izuku, but Izuku simply ate it once again. Izuku then jumped off the dragon and ignited his fist. This time, it was much more potent. He charged right for the dragon and left a massive crater in his wake. The dragon flew up, but Izuku did the same while igniting his feet and sending powerful streams of fire from it to boost his speed and catch up to the dragon with ease. By the time the dragon realized this, it was too late. When Izuku drove his fist into the dragon, he shot through the dragon's stomach instantaneously, causing the dragon to drop to the ground. Dead. Izuku used his wings to safely land on the ground. Akko, he did it. Toshinori, incredible. Diana, so this is the power of a dragon slayer. Fafnir, and this was only his first time using it. Toshinori, way to go, young Midoriya. But, Akko, why is he staring at us like that? Ursula, I have a bad feeling that I know the reason. Izuku was gritting his teeth and glaring at Toshinori like he was going to kill him. Ursula, he thinks Toshinori is trying to hurt Akko. Akko hhuh? Wait. Izuku, it was too late. Izuku was charging towards Toshinori. Toshinori was about to transform, but Izuku then stopped and clutched his head. Toshinori, huh? Young Midoriya? Ursula, something's wrong. Izuku let out a loud roar and a pillar of fire erupted from him. As it continued, the roar slowly turned into more of a scream before the pillar of fire died down. Toshinori, young Midoriya, he rushed over to Izuku. Ursula, wait. Toshinori, he didn't listen and rushed over to him. Toshinori, are you alright? Izuku slowly opened his eyes but they seemed to have changed from green to black. And then a voice unfamiliar to them spoke from Izuku's mouth. Izuku, yeah? I'm all good, old man. Everyone was surprised by the change in his voice. Izuku, man. That was one hell of a fight. I'm so ready for the next one. Ha 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 ha. He then noticed he was getting weird looks from everyone. Izuku, what? Akko, why you're not Izuku, are you? Izuku, HM? Nope. But I can see the confusion. Diana, who are you? The real question is, who was I? Holbrook was? I'm a spirit. I've been residing in Izuku's body since he was born. Akko, then what's your name? He grinned and burned off his right sleeve to reveal. Ursula, that mark. My name is Natsu Dragneel and I was a fairy tale wizard back when I was alive. Holbrook, Natsu Dragneel? Natsu, yup. Akko, who's Natsu? Diana, even I don't know. Ursula, Natsu Dragneel. Foster son of the fire dragon known as Igneel. He joined a magic guild. The best one out there. Fairy tale. He was one of the strongest members out there. Natsu, HY. I was the strongest. The strongest. Ursula. He was also known for being pretty hot-headed. But he will do anything for his friends. Natsu, they were more than just my friends, fairy tale. They were my family. Akko, but why did you take over Izuku's body? Natsu, if I didn't, he would have attacked the old man. And he would no doubt hate himself for it for the rest of his life. This may have been my first time taking over his body, but I know everything about him. But when he fought the dragon, that was all him. Fafnir then approached Natsu. Fafnir, so, what are you going to do now? Natsu, easy. Head back to Luna Nova Academy with them, and then give Izuku control over his body again. Finilon, you're not just going to fly off and stick to possessing him? Natsu, of course not. That's just a hick move. This is Izuku's life. Not mine. But now that he has awakened his magic, I can communicate with him now. But I'm not going to take control of his body unless he lets me or if I have no choice. Like today. Although try not to get us too confused if I suddenly possess him out of nowhere and scream out in enthusiasm. They all sweat drop before nodding. They then started walking back while saying bye to Fafnir. Akko, Natsu? Natsu, what's up? Akko, did Izuku really care for me that much? Natsu smiled. Natsu, of course. You're his first real friend and he cares about you even more than you think. Akko blushed. Natsu, or maybe it's something more? I dunno. I'm pretty frickin' dense when it comes to stuff like that. Eventually, they got back to the academy. Finilon would have punished the girls, but after what just happened, and a little bit of threatening from Natsu, she let them off with a warning. In the dorms, Natsu, welp. It's been fun, but I gotta go now. Look forward to speaking with you directly again another day. See ya. Natsu then closed his eyes and when they slowly opened, they were green again. Izuku H huh? Wait, we're back at Luna Nova? What happened? Susie, you can't remember? Izuku, let's see, I remember Akko nearly got fried, I pushed her out of the way and then The events all caught up with him as he widened his eyes. Izuku, did I actually do all that? Akko, yeah? Natsu, lucky you? Izuku, Who said that? Akko, Latte, and Susie. Guess he heard Natsu. Natsu, relax. I'll explain. Natsu went on to explain everything, which surprised Izuku. Izuku, so now what? Akko, you have magic, so maybe you can give even more participation in our classes. Latte, it's possible, but we're talking about ancient magic. Some of the strongest. It might be different. Izuku, either way this brings me closer to achieving my dream. Akko, then let's all work hard together. After that, they all went to sleep. It was quite the eventful day, journey through the Fountain of Polaris. It was the next day and the class was practicing transformation magic. Latte metamorphy facies. Upon saying that, the rat she was testing on grew a lot and changed into I'm not entirely sure what, but it definitely wasn't a rat anymore. Susie, metamorphy facies. Upon saying that, the rat became part bat, part rat. Diana, metamorphy facies. Saying that, the rat turned into a horse. Everyone was applauding Diana. Izuku, this is incredible. Natsu, I wonder if they can turn inedible objects into delicious tasting food. I'm starving. Izuku, you're a spirit. How can you be hungry? Samantha, now then, it seems that everyone has mastered metamorphosis magic. Hannah, hang on, Izuku hasn't gone. Samantha, that's because his magic is out of our teaching capabilities. His magic is far too different. We know nothing about it. Hannah, well, Akko also hasn't gone yet either. Izuku, she's right. And so Akko went up. Akko, metamorphy facies, and instead of it transforming the rat, she gave herself rat ears. Natsu, well, that's embarrassing. Izuku, give her a break. She's trying her best. Natsu, I know. Samantha, I can't believe you still can't master the basics of metamorphosis magic. You must master it by the end of the day. Akko, by the end of the day? Izuku, they really should give her a break. It's like they don't even remember that she's the only student without a family history of witches. Natsu, I mean, you're the same. Izuku, yeah, but your spirit resides with me and on top of that, our magic is far different. Natsu, good point. So do you know when lunch is? Izuku sighs internally. Akko, but I thought there was a welcoming party tonight. Samantha, you're right. The famous Earl of Hambridge is coming to Luna Nova, so we are having a welcome party. Natsu, the famous Cho of Hamwich? Izuku, seriously? Hannah, and his son is also coming. Barbara, yes, the Viscount of Appleton, Andrew. I heard he's smart and really handsome. Akko wanted to ask how handsome, but flashback. Akko, I wish I knew what he was saying. Fafnir, he's screaming at the dragon for what happened and shouting that he'll kill it for making you cry. End of flashback. Akko mumbling, why can't I stop thinking about that day? Samantha, and Ms. Kaguri. You are not allowed to go. You must stay in your room and master the basics of metamorphosis. Understand? Akko, bummer. Izuku, is this optional? Samantha, yes. Natsu, what are you doing? This could be the chance to get some good grub. Izuku, stop it, Natsu. Natsu, Izuku, I don't plan on going. Latte, huh? Why not? Izuku looked at his hand. Izuku, now that I know I have Fire Dragon Slayer magic, I want to spend all my time to get stronger with it. And be able to control it to its full extent without going berserk like before. I can't start slacking off just because this magic is strong as is. I'm already way too far behind. I have to work harder. But also, a hero is someone who helps people. And I feel like Natsu and I could try and help Akko out. Samantha, I understand. You are excused from the welcoming party. Natsu took over Izuku's body. Author's note. When I type Izuku-en, it means that Natsu is in control. Izuku-en, ah man. Izuku Natsu. What the heck? Izuku-en. I wanted some of that grub. Izuku. Not everything is about food. The class sweat dropped at the back and forth banter between them. Especially since if they didn't know that Natsu was possessing Izuku, it would seem like an insane person arguing with himself. Later, Akko was staring at the rat. In her dorm while Izuku was researching ancient magic from a book he picked up from the library. Akko, well, what am I supposed to do now? First, intensely concentrate on your subject. Concentrate, rabbit. You'll be a rabbit. Izuku looked up from his book. Akko, metamorphy face yes, and it worked. Except on herself. Izuku blushed. Izuku, she looks so cute. Natsu, cats are better. Akko, not again. She flops on her bed. Akko, that wasn't supposed to happen. Izuku, I wish there was a way I could help her. Natsu, maybe some food will cheer her up. Izuku, we're not going to the party, Natsu. Give it up, Natsu, but I want to eat. Izuku, there will be plenty of opportunities to eat, Natsu. Give it a rest. Natsu, fine. Akko, metamorphy face yes, nothing happened. So she tried it again. Still nothing. Akko, it's not working. I'm starting to lose confidence. Maybe I can't keep up after all. Izuku, don't you think you're being a little harsh on yourself? You're not exactly the same as the rest of them. Akko, when the shiny rod first showed its power to me, I thought that meant I had some kind of hidden potential. That I would be able to become a great witch one day. I wish someone could just tell me if I have a magical talent or not. Izuku, hang on. Akko, huh? Oh. Was I talking out loud? Izuku, yeah, but don't worry about it. Anyways, can I look through your trading cards for a second? Akko, I'm sure. Izuku looked through them and pulled out a cards labeled the Fountain of Polaris. Izuku, Akko. I think I might have a way to find out if you have potential. Akko rushed over to Izuku. Her rabbit nose almost touching his nose. Akko, you do? Izuku, too close. Akko realized how close she was and blushed. Akko, sorry. Izuku, and no worries. Anyways, look. The Fountain of Polaris. It says here that it gives the magic of the great stars to a witch who has hidden potential. Akko, a witch who has hidden potential, so maybe my potential hasn't been realized yet. Izuku, the only question is where is the fountain? Akko opens up a book and goes to a section about the fountain. Akko, it says here that the Fountain of Polaris can be found at Luna Nova. Natsu, well that's convenient. Akko, those who seek it should journey to the edge of the North Campus and through the Arch of the Big Dipper. Izuku, the North Campus? Akko, it's usually off limits, but thanks to the party, security may be scarce. Izuku, then this has to happen tonight. Let's go. Akko, wait, you're coming with? Izuku, yeah? I want to help. Also, if all goes well, I might get a better handle on my magic as well. Akko smiled. Akko, then let's go. Izuku-en, now I'm all fired up. Akko, hey! Not so loud. Izuku, sorry. Dang it, Natsu. Natsu, whoops. Akko, come on. They left the building. They were tiptoeing through the building. Izuku, whispering we have to do this slow and steady. Akko, whispering yeah. Like a ninja. Izuku and Natsu, Izuku and Natsu, ninja. Akko, whispering ninjas are cool. As they were tiptoeing, they had to hide from someone. Unfortunately, Akko couldn't hide her rabbit ears and Izuku couldn't hide his dragon wings. So the person they were hiding from grabbed them, causing Akko to scream. Akko, what are you doing? My apologies. Izuku helped Akko up. Izuku, you shouldn't do that to a girl. Do you have any idea what my mom would do to me if I did that? Saying nothing, he grabbed Akko's ear again and she screamed. Izuku, what is wrong with you? Akko, why would you do it again? Wait, are those wings and ears real? Izuku, we wouldn't have reacted the way we did when you grabbed them if they weren't. Akko, well, my ears aren't exactly real. They're there because of magic. Magic. I see. I guess I'll excuse myself, Akko Atsuko Kaguri. Izuku Midoriya. Well then, farewell, Ms. Kaguri and Mr. Midoriya. Izuku, good night to you too, Andrew Hornbridge. Akko, you're the handsome Andrew? She slapped her mouth shut, and Natsu was laughing at her outburst. Andrew, are you students here? Akko, yes. Izuku, I guess. Not exactly much of a choice. Long story, Andrew. I always thought witches were a little different, but I don't think I've met any as unique as you, Ms. Kaguri. And you're certainly the most unique wizard, Mr. Midoriya. Akko, really? You love magic too? That's why you came to see Luna Nova, right? Andrew, no way. I have no interest in magic. Akko, what? Izuku, why not? Andrew, I don't understand why you learn such outdated and useless magic. Natsu, what did you say? Andrew, don't you realize it will soon disappear? Akko, no. It isn't disappearing. Magic won't disappear. We won't let it happen. Izuku, magic is not outdated or useless. Magic is incredible. Andrew, really? Magic is still useful, you say? Akko, exactly. Andrew, then one of you, give me an example. Akko, an example? She notices a squirrel and takes out her wand. Izuku, I have a bad feeling. Akko, metamorphy face yes. What happened in the end was that Andrew ended up with what I assume is bad ears. Andrew, how is this useful? Izuku, hearing from a farther distance. Akko, it's just a small mistake. I'll fix it right away. She tried again, but it gave him a horse tail. Andrew, I'm starting to wonder if you actually know how to fix this. Frank, Andrew. Where are you? Izuku, crap. The three hid behind a pillar to avoid Frank, who was accompanied by Diana. Diana. He shouldn't be walking around by himself. Akko, we're so dead if they find us. Andrew, and I'd rather they didn't see me like this either. Izuku, then there's only one thing to do. Akko, right. They got up and Akko lead the way. Akko, find the fountain of Polaris. I need the magic power of the stars from the fountain. Then we should be able to go back to our normal selves. Meanwhile at the school, Ursula, Ms. Kaguri? Mr. Midoriya? Are you okay by yourselves? If you'd like, I can help. She noticed they were gone and saw the trading card of the fountain of Polaris. She knew exactly where they were. Back with Akko, Izuku, and Andrew. Akko, it's supposed to be in the north building. We should be close. Andrew, too bad your wand doesn't make such a big glow. Izuku, I got this. Izuku lit his hand on fire, creating a much brighter light. Andrew, how did you do that without a wand? Akko, Izuku's magic is much different from the rest of the academy. Andrew, different how? Akko, his magic is ancient. It doesn't require the sorcerer's stone. It's far stronger as well. Izuku, guys, let's go. Akko followed Izuku by his side so she could give directions, and Andrew followed from behind. They reached a door eventually. Akko, this could be it. Andrew, did you find it? There was writing on the wall, but Akko, is this French? I can't read it at all. Izuku, actually it's Latin. Andrew, he's right. It says, do not wake the sleeping Arcus. Arcus, the guard of Polaris, will attack those who get close to the fountain. We should probably keep our distance. Akko didn't listen and smashes the door, to which she found Izuku, huh? Natsu, I was expecting something bigger. Arcus opened its mouth, but Izuku, ninja power! He slammed his fist into Arcus and sent him into a wall. Izuku, come on! Let's go! The three nodded and started to run. It didn't take long for Arcus to give chase to them. Akko, who would have guessed such a beast was in there? Andrew, what a great school this is. Izuku, meh. Andrew, what do you mean, meh? Izuku, I've seen bigger. Akko, right. Quirks. They then saw a ladder and Akko climbed up it. Andrew followed soon after, but Arcus broke the ladder when it tried to ram Izuku. Akko, Izuku! Izuku, here goes nothing. Flapping his wings, Izuku flew up to them. Akko, right. You have wings. That's when Arcus jumped up to them. Izuku, here goes. Fire Dragon. Izuku, brilliant flame. He shot the fireball at Arcus and sent him flying. Izuku, let's go. They kept on running up the stairs. But Arcus kept following them. They started to cross an old bridge, but it started to collapse. Izuku, not good. The bridge collapsed, but Izuku was hanging on to Andrew and Akko. Izuku, GH. Carrying two people is hard. Izuku was trying to fly up, but he wasn't strong enough just yet. And then Arcus jumped at them and tackled Izuku, causing all four of them to fall off the bridge. Ursula, Peleus Kapama, Izuku, Akko, and Andrew were put into a floating orb and Arcus was put in another one. Ursula, it's been a while, Arcus. The next thing the Akko knew, she was standing in front of the arch. Akko, oh no! My shiny rod. Izuku, Akko? Could you get off of us, please? Akko, huh? She was standing on top of Izuku and Andrew. Akko, oh. Sorry. Akko got up, then Izuku, and then Andrew. Izuku, look, Akko. It's the Arch of the Big Dipper. Akko started to walk towards it. Andrew, hey! Wait for us. As they walked up the stairs, Andrew decided to ask Izuku some questions. Andrew, what kind of magic did you use anyways? It's certainly unlike the other kind of magic I've seen. Izuku, this ancient magic was created for one reason. Killing dragons. My magic is called Dragon Slayer magic. Fire Dragon Slayer magic to be precise. Andrew, so it's incredibly effective on dragons? Izuku, yes. And since I have Fire Dragon Slayer magic, fire has no effect on me. Actually, I can eat it. Andrew, seriously? Izuku, it powers me up. The more fire I eat, the stronger I become. However, after I awakened it, I learned that there's a reason why I have this magic. Andrew, why? Izuku, the spirit of an incredibly powerful wizard known as Natsu Drang Neo resides within me. So whatever magic Natsu has, I have as well. Andrew, how long have you known about all this? Izuku, not long actually. It's only been 24 hours. Andrew, and you were able to pull OFF all that? Izuku, crazy, huh? But I still have a lot to learn. He looks at his left hand and clenches it. Izuku, I have to work hard so I can use it to its fullest potential. What I used just now, its true strength can hold a candle to the full power a dragon slayer can do. They then reached the top and found a shining orb. Akko, the fountain of Polaris. She put her hands together and started to pray to the stars. Akko, please give me the magic power of the stars. Izuku, Akko? Who's that? Akko opened her eyes to see a girl her age with red hair in the orb. Akko, it's Shiny Chariot. The orb showed Chariot walking away with a saddened expression before looking back for a second and running off. It then showed her studying magic. Then her using magic to help an old lady cross the road, which ended up causing problems in the street. It then showed Chariot struggling in her classes but still having fun. Then her graduating. And finally, her using magic to create fireworks. After that, Akko saw an illusion of Chariot walking up to the orb and using her shiny rod to draw a bunch of lights into the wand, and then she sprouted wings which wrapped around her and transformed her into a giant blue flaming bird, not a phoenix. And then light enveloped the room and brought the three back to where they were. But, Akko, it's gone. Izuku, what happened? Ursula, the fountain of Polaris grants the magic of the great stars to a witch who has inner brilliance, but if one who isn't yet worthy of receiving the magic comes to the fountain, it will vanish before her eyes. Seems like you came to this place a bit too soon. Izuku great. All that hard work for nothing. Izuku, see, calm down. Natsu, Akko, I was just hoping that if I could find the fountain of Polaris, I could be recognized as a witch who possesses hidden radiance. But I realized it's not something for somebody else to recognize. Instead, I should become a great witch through my own effort. Toshinori, well said, young Kagari. But you knew that from the start, didn't you? Akko, Mr. Yagi? Toshinori, Professor Ursula told me that you two were gone. I had a feeling young Midoriya would be trying to help you. Akko started to cry. Akko, I really want to be just like Chariot. Izuku decided to give her a hug. Izuku, you'll get there. I know you will. They separated the hug. Akko, thank you, Izuku. Izuku, it's no problem. Akko blushed at his smile. Ursula, Akko here. She handed her the shiny rod. Toshinori, once you make some more growth, I advise you return here. Okay, Akko, okay, Mr. Yagi. Ursula, excuse me? I will fix the transformation magic right away. But please don't tell anybody about this incident. Andrew, understood. We will keep this a secret. And so she removed the effects of the transformation magic. Later at the dorms, Izuku, Akko's not the only one who needs to make some growth. I need to work even harder so I can inherit one for all, a fishy rescue. Lookism, if one uses magic to practice fraud, their tongue will be cut out. If one uses magic to commit murder, they will be slowly eaten alive by mice, with their sharp front teeth. Natsu, that's a lie. Lookism was laughing. Latte, how is this funny? Lookism, and if one resurrects the dead, imagine something so horrible you'll wish you were dead. You will experience something that is 100 times more painful and terrifying than that. Everyone was freaking out. Akko, however, was writing everything down. Later, Akko, what's weird? Me? Latte, yeah. Usually you're always sleeping during the legal studies of magic classes. Susie, hey, Constance is going to show Apkalu, Merman of the Nemi and Apkalu 2, Revenge of the Merman back to back. Akko, I'll pass. We have exams coming up. Susie, you're going to study? Akko, I have to work hard if I want to be like Chariot. Later, Finilan, in order to move objects at will, you need to stay highly focused. Diana, Professor, how many cubes of sugar would you like? Finilan, 2, please. Using magic, she was able to drop 2 sugar cubes in the tea she poured her and stirred it with a spoon, all without touching any of the objects physically. Akko, I can do that too. Unfortunately, she ended up flinging the items right at Finilan. Akko, oops. Later, Finilan, Professor Ursula. You're Atsuko Kaguri's counselor, aren't you? What kind of mentoring are you doing? We will have to decide what to do with her, depending on the results of her exams. Later, Akko, I'm sorry. Ursula, well, let's study for the exams. First, we'll start with the basic magic of moving objects. Try to open that window. Akko tried to do so, but failed. Ursula, you need to focus more. She tried and tried but failed every time. And eventually, a full day passed with no luck. During her next class, she flunked it bad and Hannah and Barbara made fun of her for it. Izuku, is there anything we can do, Natsu? Natsu, Izuku, I'm going to be real with you. You are asking the wrong person. I'm not that smart. Later, Ursula, next, you will have an exam in basic white magic. It will be a practical test on repairing broken objects, so I'll be teaching you restoration magic. Akko, restoration magic? Ursula poured a position on a broken clock and waved her wand. Ursula, so some tea dire. Saying that, the clock was completely fixed. She was only able to straighten a spoon in the test though, while Latte was able to conjure helper spirits to fix a shoe. In her broom flying course, she couldn't fly a broom. In alchemy class, she only made a slab of metal blow up. Eventually she got into a fight with Hannah, who was making fun of her, and now if Akko doesn't pass her last exam she will be expelled. While she was walking away from the office, Izuku, Akko, are you okay? Akko, not really. I'm such a disappointment. But I won't drop out. She had a determined look on her face and kept on marching. Izuku, I know how she feels. Natsu, I'll bet. People always say you don't have what it takes to be a hero. She's got that same fire in her eyes that you do. Izuku, I wish I could help her, but my magic is unique to the magic that is now used. Natsu, people these days just don't understand what magic really is. It's honestly disappointing. Later, Akko, so the last exam is magical philosophy. Latte, magical philosophy? Susie, that's what you took as your elective. Akko, there's not even a teacher. Izuku, there's no teacher? Akko, you just stare at a goldfish bowl. Latte, wait, that's not a goldfish. That's Professor Pisces. Natsu, shouldn't Pisces be much bigger than that? Izuku, I don't think she's talking about the celestial spirit. Since Professor Pisces is a fish, Akko has no idea what she is saying. So she had to ask the student next to her, who told her that the exam covers the ontology of witches, especially when it intersects with altruistic behavior of other species. Akko, I'm doomed. I don't understand what will be on the exam. I don't know what I should study. I might as well drop out already. Natsu, if only Happy were here. Izuku, how would being happy help? Natsu, not being happy. I mean my best friend, Happy. If he were here, he'd eat Professor Pisces. Izuku, and I'm now glad he's not here. The next day Akko tried to bribe her way to victory and gave Pisces expensive mineral water, which was a terrible idea. And she flushed her down the drain thinking she was dead. So she ended up telling her friends and Ursula. Toshinori, you did what? Akko, what are you doing here? Izuku, all Mr. Yagi and I were finished training and just came back to hear what happened. Natsu, it was hilarious. Izuku, and no it's not. Akko, I didn't mean to. Izuku, there's still time. We have to find Pisces. Akko, but where do we look? Izuku, the sewer. That's where the flushed water goes. Akko, oh yeah. Toshinori, I'll cover for you. Akko, really, Mr. Yagi? Almight, have no fear. For I am here to help. Akko, thank you so much. With that, they all ran off to the sewers. Susie, but Izuku can't use transformation magic. Izuku, actually, Natsu was able to teach me how. I can't do much with it though. But I certainly can transform into a fish. Latte, great. We'll be able to speak her language then. Akko, Sushi, and Latte metamorphy faces. The four transformed into fish. Actually, Akko transformed into Sushi. Look at you. You're a merman. Akko, I look so bad. Izuku N. H-A-H-A-H-A. That's hilarious. Izuku, shut up Natsu. Akko, let me try again. Latte, wait. The battery will only last for one more spell. We have to keep it for when we go back. Izuku, you know, if it's any consolation, I always have a great time when I'm around you three. Akko, I'll take that as a good thing. Izuku N. Enough waiting around. I'm bored. Izuku, I have to agree with him on this. Let's hurry. As time went on, they kept calling for Professor Pisces. Akko, Professor Pisces. If you're here, please answer us. Latte, we've come pretty far. Then Akko heard something and rushed over that way. Natsu, what's she doing? Izuku, we better find out what's going on. They followed after Akko. She went up to a fish. Akko, hello? Have you seen a colorful fish with a long fin? Fish, sorry. Not here. Akko, wow. I can understand fish language. Fish, I'm so very, very sad. Akko, were you the one crying? Fish, family gone. Very sad. Akko, are you lost? Latte, Akko, we have to find Professor Pisces and go back. Fish, I'm so sad. Very sad. Fish, thank you. Latte, we don't have time for this. Akko, we can't just leave him. We can help him while we look for Professor Pisces. And so they kept on looking and found a cage filled with the same kind of fish that Akko was talking to. Fish, father, mother, little sister, little brother, big brother, big brother, little sister, big brother. Natsu, small family. Izuku, seriously? Natsu, fairy tale. Izuku, oh yeah. Latte, wait, traps are forbidden in this lake. Akko tried to open it but it wouldn't budge. Izuku, that's a tight cage. Akko brought out her wand. Latte, wait. If you use your magic now, you won't make it back in time for the exam. Akko was about to agree, but she saw the fish crying and remembered a conversation she had with Izuku not long ago. Flashback. Akko, hey Izuku? Why is it you want to be a hero? Izuku HM? Well, I want to be a hero like Almight. I want people to see my fearless smile and feel safe. To give everyone a chance to smile in their lives. End of flashback. Akko, if Izuku can't make them smile at the moment, I'll help him. Open now. She shot magic at the cage and broke it. Izuku, you made the right choice, Akko. Akko, thank you. Among the fish that were set free was Akko, Professor Pisces? Izuku, okay, I want you to know that I didn't know she was in there. Latte, now let's hurry. Then the cage started to pull up and there was still one fish in there. Fish, little sister. Akko came up to the surface and scared the captor on the boat before grabbing the cage. Akko, fish poaching is not cool. With that, they left and tried to get back in time only to be caught by Finnelan. In Holbrook's office. Holbrook, Ms. Ursula. Mr. Yagi. You were there, weren't you? Ursula, sorry. Holbrook, endangering Professor Pisces' life. Pisces made some noise. Akko, Professor Pisces says she had fun swimming in a spacious lake for the first time in a while. Holbrook, indeed, that is what she said. And that you received an A in magical philosophy. Her evaluation is that you truly embodied the course content. Latte, you understand fish language, Akko? Akko, yeah? Somehow. Finnelan, still, this behavior is unacceptable. She showed a newspaper that showed Akko in her transformed state, and it said, Mermen sighted in the lake? Finnelan, it's the greatest humiliation in our school's history. I insist on expelling Atsuko Kaguri, who has deeply disgraced this school. She is a terrible student here. Ursula was about to say something but, Izuku, shut up. All eyes were on Izuku, who had a scary expression on his face. Izuku, you call her a terrible student? You're just a terrible teacher. Finnelan, what was that? Izuku, Akko is not a terrible student. She tries harder than everyone else. But you just criticize her for doing her best, saying that she isn't taking things seriously. Finnelan, because she's not. Izuku, then explain why she's always training. Even overnight. Everyone's eyes widened. Akko, Izuku, you knew about that? Izuku, I also work out in the night when I can't sleep. And every time that happens, I see Akko working tirelessly. She tries her best all the time, damn it. But you all discriminate her. Finnelan, you are over-exaggerating. What would you know about discrimination? Toshinori, Professor Finnelan? Izuku was breathing heavily, trying to control his rage. Holbrook, You don't know what you've done. Finilan, what? Izuku, what would I know about discrimination, you ask? How about this? He lifts his shirt to show a multitude of scars. Old ones? Finilan, what the? Izuku, you want to know how I got these scars? It's because of my existence. Because I was born without a quirk in a world where they are everything. I know discrimination because that is my goddamn life. Hell, even my own teachers discriminate against me. Izuku let down his shirt. Izuku, and you are no different from them. Finilan, how so? Izuku's fist was set on fire. Izuku, you know that Akko, unlike every other girl at this school, has no family history of witches. Yet you expect her to master everything as quickly as the rest of the students. Well, news flash. The world isn't that simple. And as her teacher, you should give her the proper education that she needs to catch up with them. Finilan started to back away. Izuku, Akko is amazing in her studies. She tries harder than anyone else in the school. You should consider yourself lucky to have Akko as your student. Akko clutched her chest. There was a feeling in her that was unfamiliar to her. Izuku, the only one bringing shame to this school is you. Holbrook, I agree with Mr. Midoriya. As teachers, it is our job to teach every student and treat them as equals. But Akko isn't the same as the rest of our students. We can't just expect her to do the same thing as everyone else. Finilan, but Mr. Midoriya is. Toshinori, young Midoriya has the spirit of the fairy tale wizard, Natsu Dragneel, residing within him. Akko doesn't have a spirit residing within her like he does. We cannot just say that they are in the same situation. Ursula, and also, we focus on her progress from back then. Not the current students. Izuku, do you know why Fairy Tail was the best guild out there? It's because of our ability to show care with each other. The members of Fairy Tail are all treated the same. As family. If she was in Fairy Tail, none of us would have cared for how she uses her magic. In fact, we would all help her. We help each other. Not just ourselves. That's what made the Fairy Tail Guild. Izuku number 1. Finilan said nothing. Izuku, well? Say something. Finilan was starting to cry. Finilan, you're right. I was a fool. I really am no better than your old teachers. She turns to Akko. Finilan, Ms. Kaguri. I would like to apologize for my behavior. Mr. Midoriya and Mr. Dragneel make a fair point. My method of teaching is wrong. It seems that even a teacher can learn from their students. She started to leave. Finilan and Mr. Midoriya. Mr. Dragneel? Izuku and Natsu, huh? Finilan, thank you for teaching me how Fairy Tail is so wonderful. I'll always remember this. With that said, she left. Holbrook, that will be all. I'm sorry you had to go through all that, Mr. Midoriya. Izuku, it's fine. As long as my friends are happy, I'm happy. And so they left. Later that night, Akko, what is this feeling? It makes my chest feel warm. Maybe I should ask Professor Ursula another day. Adventures in Susie's Dream World. It was the middle of a dark and stormy night. Susie was cooking up a powerful potion. Susie, hee. It's finally finished. My ultra super energy drink made from a near deadly amount of ingredients extracted from super rare magical mushrooms. If I drink this, my magical power will greatly increase, and my hidden potential will be explosively revealed. I don't need to be bothered by people while mushroom hunting anymore. Now I can easily collect all the poisonous mushrooms from all over the world with my new magical power. Down the hatch, she then tries to drink it but what if it's a failure? I should test it first. She looks over to Akko and puts a funnel in her mouth. Susie, I'll try it on this guinea pig first. But if it's successful, then Akko will become a talented witch. But, Susie, that's totally unacceptable. I guess I should just drink it myself. And so that's what she does. The next morning, Latte, wake up, you three. We'll be late. Izuku, I'm up already. Akko, GH. She then hastily got dressed under her bed while questioning the funnel in her mouth. Latte, Susie? Akko, first period is magic linguistics. Izuku, then we better hurry. Latte, hey Akko. Izuku. Susie isn't waking up. Akko, she must have eaten a mushroom that puts her in a deep sleep so she can skip class. Let's go. If we're late, Professor Finilan will lecture us. Natsu, I ain't signing up for that, and so the three left. And a mushroom grew on Susie's bed. Later that day, Akko, I'm so tired. History of magic is so boring. Why couldn't we have studied the ancient times, Latte, when magic guilds were a thing? Akko, yeah? I mean, we have seen firsthand how cool that magic is. Izuku, I know, right? Latte, I wonder if Susie's okay. Akko, she's probably fine. She opens the door to their dorm, which they see is now covered in mushrooms. Latte, what is this? Izuku and mushrooms. Izuku, we are not eating those Natsu. Akko started to try and shake Susie awake. Akko, Susie. Now is not the time to be sleeping. Why are there so many mushrooms around you? No reaction. Izuku, she didn't even react to the word. Mushroom. Latte, how terrible. Is she alive? Akko tried to listen for a heartbeat. She found it. So she gave a thumbs up. Latte, thank goodness. Akko, Susie, why are you still sleeping? Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. While she was panicking, Latte noticed a bunch of empty potion bottles on the floor. Izuku, I'll get one of the teachers. Latte, hang on. Look, Izuku and Akko, huh? They looked at the empty potion bottles. Latte, Susie might have done some kind of plant experiment. Izuku figures. Akko, is she even allowed to do that? Izuku, I read that we're prohibited from doing so. Akko, we better be prepared for a lecture. Latte, they'll probably do a lot worse to us. Remember everything that we've done throughout the time we spent here. We might get expelled this time. Izuku, I disagree. Considering we had no part of this experiment, and we didn't even have any idea that this was going on, I'm pretty sure Susie is the only one who'll get in trouble. Unfortunately, Akko and Latte weren't listening and were trying to wake Susie up instead. Natsu, I don't think they're listening. Izuku, I know. Latte, this sounds like a classic case of sleeping witch sickness. Akko, sleeping witch what now? Izuku brought out his notebook while Latte brought out a book that would help stop this mess. Latte, an illness among witches where they fall into a deep sleep after using some magic. That's what might have happened to her during that plant experiment. Izuku, interesting. Latte, seriously, where does he keep that notebook of his? Aha! Cast the spell to allow your sacrifice to enter the sleeping witch. If she is awoken from within, the illness will be cured right away. Use the following incantation to enter the sleeping witch. Akko, yes. 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 I'll be the sacrifice. Cast the spell on me. Izuku, wait. I'll go too. Akko, good idea. Latte, impossible. I've never done it before, and it's very difficult. The mushrooms in the room were starting to grow at a rapid rate. They were nor touching the roof. Akko, are these mushrooms growing? Izuku, not good. Akko, Izuku, think you can burn them? Izuku, if I do that, I could burn down the whole academy. Latte, I can't cast the same spells that you can. Akko, and you know I can't cast spells in general. You're the only one who can. More mushrooms grew. Latte, okay. I'll try. They shoved their way through all the mushrooms. Latte, there must be an antidote in Susie's medicine cabinet. Antidote. She just takes them all. Latte, if she doesn't wake up, give her these. One of them must be an antidote. Akko and Izuku, got it. Akko and Izuku stood on one side of Susie and Latte stood on the other. Latte ready? Izuku and Akko, ready. Latte, I offer the sacrifice to enter this witch. Myandamen Hybut. Myandamen Hybut. Myandamen Hybut. She then hits the both of them with her wand and they fall unconscious. Dream world. Akko, Latte, that hurt. Izuku, ow. Natsu, yikes. Looking around, there were mushrooms everywhere. Izuku n, alright. There are mushrooms everywhere. I can't wait to. Izuku, Natsu, if we're in Susie's dream world, I have no doubt in my mind that these mushrooms are poisonous. We are not eating them. Natsu started crying. Izuku, geez. Akko, way to go. Latte, you did it. She then saw a bunch of talking mushrooms carrying a sword and shield while chanting, Susie. Akko, ah. Look at these cute little mushrooms. Natsu, Izuku, you are killing me here. Izuku, you're already dead. 1. Akko, hey, where are you going? She ended up scaring the mushrooms away, which caused them to drop the sword and shield. She was then poked in the butt by Akko, ouch. Devil Susie, my name is Susie. I've finally found you. Now I must kill you. She kept on poking her in the butt, and she tried running away while Izuku just followed her. Izuku, this is just weird. Angel Susie, stop at once, Susie. Devil Susie, it's you, Susie. Izuku caught up with them. Izuku n, what is going on? Angel Susie, I am Susie's conscience. Akko, So you're her good side? Izuku, knowing Susie, I seriously doubt she has a good side. That's probably just as good as she can be. Angel Susie. It would be improper to kill her with such a barbaric tool. Akko, exactly. Izuku, no, Akko. She's saying that you should be killed painlessly. Akko, what? Angel Susie, exactly. Devil Susie, I want to make her suffer. Angel Susie, you can't. You have to kill her peacefully. Akko, don't kill me, please. I only came here to wake Susie up. Susie consciences, wake her up? Izuku, somewhere in this world, there is a sleeping Susie. If we don't wake her up, she could be asleep forever. Angel Susie, is he talking about the original one? Devil Susie, the original Susie. She is the one controlling this world. Angel Susie, I haven't seen her lately. She was asleep. Devil Susie, no need to wake up. Akko, please take us to the original Susie. Angel Susie, and what's in it for us? There is no reason for us to wake the original one up. Devil Susie, she's right. Izuku-en, how about I don't do this to you? He turns to face one of the mushrooms. Izuku-en, fire dragon roar. He blasts the mushroom with a large amount of fire and incinerates it. Now the Susies were freaking out. Izuku-en, do we have a deal? Devil Susie, why yeah. Angel Susie, we have a deal. Izuku-en, good. Izuku, not cool, Natsu. And so the Susies' consciences lead that way. Akko, so, where's the original Susie? Angel Susie, she lives in Mushroom Hills. Akko, is that far from here? She then sees where it is. Akko, what? There? That's so far. Devil Susie, it'd be quicker on a broom, but I'm guessing you can't ride one. Later, Angel Susie, so the outside world is becoming a mushroom forest? Izuku, yep. Angel Susie, but can Izuku just burn them down? Izuku, I could, but I would take the academy down with me. Devil Susie, Susie's inner talent is leaking into the outside world. How wonderful! Izuku-en, it would be wonderful if Izuku would let me eat the mushrooms. Izuku, I'm not risking my life just so you can have a snack. Akko, and the whole school will soon be consumed by mushrooms. We have to wake Susie up now. She then steps on Susie in a sleeping bag. Akko, sleeping in the middle of the road. Wait, is this the original one? Natsu, doubt it. It's never that easy. Akko, wake up, Susie. Wake up. Wake up. Susie, I am awake. Devil Susie, that's just lazy Susie, not the original one. Izuku, bummer. Natsu, I know, right? I just want out of here because this place is torture. Lazy Susie, I'm too lazy to walk. Then Izuku and Akko were surrounded by impatient Susie speaking rapidly. Of course, Izuku was able to keep up. Izuku, let me guess. Impatient Susie? Angel Susie, yeah? Later, Akko, I've never seen Susie like that. Izuku, she probably suppresses certain sides of her. Angel Susie, he's right. The Susie you know in real life is only a small fraction of who she is. There are so many here. Akko, what about her? Angel Susie, the Susie who loves mushrooms. Izuku, I don't think there is anyone who loves mushrooms as much as her. Meanwhile in Kinoko Komori, Asi Choo. Sniff, I think I have a cold. Back in Lwa, Devil Susie, angry Susie, she was punching stone. Izuku, that temper reminds me of Kaken. Meanwhile in Katsuki, HC Choo. Sniff, is someone talking about me? No. I shouldn't be worrying about that. Damn it, Deku. Where did you go? Back in Lwa, Angel Susie, Plastic Surgery Susie, Devil Susie, Materialistic Susie, Angel Susie, Fangirl Susie, Devil Susie, Monster Loving Susie, Angel Susie, Copycat Susie, Devil Susie, the Susie who just wants to entertain. That last one was dancing. Akko, I had no idea there was so many different sides to her. Showing her top hat, snakes came out of entertaining Susie's top hat. After that, Akko, that's not how you entertain people. She then noticed a llama with Susie's face. Akko, what's that? Izuku, that's a llama with Susie's face. She got up close to it. Akko, so cute. Izuku, I wouldn't get so close. Akko, why? The llama Susie then spat in her face. Izuku, that's why. She was then given flowers by a small Susie. Akko, are those for me? Nice Susie, yes. She took the flowers. Akko, thanks. You're so kind. What type of Susie are you? Nice Susie, I'm. Then police sirens started to blare. And the nice Susie was arrested. Police Susie 1. Susie internal clock 005. Suspect in custody. Natsu, what the heck is happening? The nice Susie was taken into custody. Police Susie 1, you have no right to be silent. You also have no right to obtain legal counsel either. Police Susie 2, yeah. Deal with it, and they drove off. Akko, what? Hey, where are you going? Angel Susie, to the courtroom. Izuku, what? Somehow, they got to court and the trial was not even a trial. It was just deeming the Susie variants they did not like to be executed. Akko tried to stop this, but she was deemed executed as well and is now on a long one to the guillotine. Devil Susie, I knew you were stupid, but I didn't know you were this bad. Izuku then flew in and grabbed Devil Susie. Izuku, then maybe do something useful. He used her tiny trident to unlock Akko's chains. Akko, thanks. Izuku, thank me later. We have to stop this. Look, she saw 2 pyramid head Susies. To those who have played Silent Hill, unlike me who hates horror games, you know how bad they are. Izuku, they are getting ready to execute these Susies. Acting quickly, Izuku shot towards them. Izuku, HEY. The pyramid head Susies looked at Izuku. Izuku, fire dragon claw. He kicked one of the pyramid head Susies off the cliff. Izuku whoops. Natsu, ha! Just like a member of Fairy Tail, pyramid head Susies looked. How dare you interfere? You will die for Izuku, fire dragon iron fist. He punched the other pyramid head Susie far away. Izuku, I gotta learn to limit my power. Akko came up to Izuku. Akko, great job, Izuku. Izuku, thanks. Izuku grabbed an axe and freed the others. And so, Akko, take care everyone. Izuku, this feels like the weirdest rescue ever. Natsu, if that's coming from a kid who experiences weird things every day, then that's saying something. Devil Susie, you're gonna regret that. Izuku, I don't feel regret for saving others. Akko, we can't be much further now. Izuku, actually. Akko noticed that they didn't close any distance. Akko, it's like we didn't even move. Devil Susie, it'd be quicker if you could fly a broom. Izuku, shut up you. Akko, how about we hitchhike the rest of the way? Angel Susie, you really think that'll work? Then a car comes in with an older looking Susie at the wheel. Akko, it worked. And so, Akko, oh man, you saved us. What a relief, right Izuku? He wasn't saying anything. Akko, Izuku? What the? Izuku, I feel like I'm gonna puke. Akko, I had no idea you get motion sickness. Izuku, that makes 2 of us. Akko's sweat dropped. Akko, so where are you going? You look like you're off to see a fancy movie. Driver Susie, yes. There is a hextuple feature of that Academy series. Akko, really? So there's a movie theater here? Wanna check it out, Izuku? Izuku, if it stops the car then yes. It didn't take long before they made it. Izuku N, alright. We stopped moving. Susies. SHH. Izuku S, sorry. Natsu. What was that? Natsu, sorry. I got excited. Izuku, not that. Why did I get motion sickness? Natsu, it's because you awakened my magic. This is both a good and bad sign as you are at an advanced level in my magic if this happened. You see, most dragon slayers suffer from motion sickness due to the synchronization between the large gap of a human's semicircular canals and a dragon's visual acuity. Whatever that means, Izuku, great. So now I get motion sickness. The movie then started. The movie showed Luna Nova. Akko, it's our school. She saw a weird-looking Diana with a long pointy nose. Devil Susie, this shows the world Susie's point of view. Izuku N, you're telling me that this is how she sees Diana? That's hilarious. Akko, she'd be so mad if she knew. Ha! Then she saw a cartoon version of herself. Akko, huh? The cartoon version was shown trying and failing miserably to fly on a broom. Akko, what's this all about? Izuku N, she looks just like you. Ha! Izuku Natsu. She then saw a cartoon of Susie putting the funnel in Akko and pouring a potion into the funnel. Akko, can't believe she was doing that to me. Then Susie waking up a sleeping Akko during a lecture which caused her to freak out. Having her slip on a banana peel, the oldest trick in the book. That one made her laugh. And finally, Driver Susie. The next one is this year's Best Film Award. This one was more detailed. It showed how Akko and Susie first met. Izuku, Akko, is this how you and Susie met? Akko, why yeah. Driver Susie, I love this scene. It'll be playing here for a long time. Akko, I didn't think she remembered. Then it showed Akko accidentally bringing Izuku and All Might to her world. Izuku, I remember that. Then it showed Akko riding on the shooting star broom during the race. Akko, we didn't win, but it's such a nice memory now. Then it showed how Izuku pushed Akko out of the way to save her from the evil fire dragon before Izuku went berserk and killed it. Izuku, I certainly can't forget that. Natsu, it was the start of a great friendship between you and me. And then it showed what was currently happening. The school was being overtaken by all the mushrooms. Akko and Izuku were freaking out, but most of the other Susis were laughing, including the nice Susi, before merging into a ginormous monster. Izuku, whoa, Natsu, I wanna fight it. Izuku, Natsu, and no. The monster started to devour everything in sight. So Akko quickly started driving away. Akko, I thought we were goners. What's going on? Angel Susi. Humans all live by killing off different parts of themselves. If everyone lived without killing off some of these hidden desires, the world would be filled to the brim with crazies and perverts. Devil Susi, those Susis you saved became this giant monster. Now it's absorbing some unknown magical power and making all its desires a reality. Akko, you're kidding. Angel Susi, the world you are seeing right now will soon become reality. This will become the original Susi. The monster Susi tried to squash them, but they were able to avoid it in time. Akko, Izuku, do you think you can AH? He was experiencing motion sickness again. Akko, crud. So you're saying Susi won't be Susi anymore? Devil Susi, the only solution is to wake up the original Susi. Both Devil and Angel Susis were then eaten by the monster Susi. Akko kept driving and made it into the building. There were many different rooms. Akko, which one of these is her room? They then crashed into one of the doors and both Akko and Izuku slammed into a different door. Akko, ouch. They both got up. Izuku, much better. Akko then knocked on the door in front of her. Akko, anyone in there? The door opened and she saw Izuku. Akko, huh? Izuku? Izuku, but how? Natsu, when it comes to magic, anything is possible. The Izuku that they saw was facing off against what appeared to be someone in an evil-looking suit that had pink on it. Izuku, Dragonzord. Akko looked dumbfounded. And so did Izuku. Heroes of the Morphin Grid Izuku. Dragon Dagger Final Slash. Hot MG Izuku slashed right through the evil being. Akko then closed the door. Akko, okay, cool but wrong door. She went up to a different door. Akko, what about you? The door opened and, Akko, another one? This Izuku was facing a woman with white hair that had green tips and an obi belt that she was using to attack them. Beside this Izuku was a boy his age in a checkered haori and a scar on his forehead that looked like a flame. Demon Slayer plus Ultra Izuku, my turn. Moon breathing. 7th form. Mirror of Misfortune, moonlit, all those slashes cut through the woman's belt. She then stepped back in surprise. Akko, again cool. But not you either. Darn it. Where are you, Susi? She went up to the next one and knocked on the door which opened to show. Huh? Who are you? I don't recognize your aura. Akko, Izuku Akko. Hey, what the? Seiji? Izuku looked at the Lucario. Izuku, do I know you? The Lucario looked surprised until he felt Izuku's aura. You're not the Seiji I know. Ahem. Sorry about the confusion. My name is Ricky Steele. Akko, nice to meet you, but we have to find Susi. Ricky, I can help. Akko, you can? Ricky, the only other aura besides you two is over in room 666. Natsu, of course it is. Of all the rooms, it doesn't surprise me that she would be in that one. Ricky, your ghost friend makes a point. Natsu, what the? Akko, you saw him? Ricky, aura abilities are a wonderful thing, little witch. Akko, hey, Ricky, Arceus, damn it. Why do I keep doing that? Izuku, huh? Ricky, I have a bad habit of giving everyone nicknames. Look, I'd help you out more, but the Seiji from this world needs my help. I gotta go. The door was then slammed shut. Izuku, well, we better get moving. Akko, right. She then see the monster Susi right up to them and the two of them started to freak out before another door opened. Ice make lance. The lances then pierced the monster and sent it tumbling. Akko and Izuku turned to see. Akko, wow. Izuku, so cool. Are you kids alright? Izuku, why yeah. Thanks to you. Akko, who are you? I'm Grateful Buster. Akko, thank you so much for helping us. Gray stared at Izuku and narrowed his eyes. Izuku, Gray. I don't know why, but something about you just annoys me to no end. Izuku, what did you say, ice stripper? Gray widened his eyes. But before he could say anything, Monster Susi came back. Luckily, Gray, Lucy used her scissor blades and slashed at Monster Susi and sent it back before. Requip! Flame Empress armor. Izuku and Urza slashed at the monster with her Flame Empress blade. That monster looks real scary. The flying cat was then grabbed by Akko. Akko, you are so cute. She then went over to the others. Urza, are you okay? Akko, yeah? Urza, great to hear. I'm Urza Scarlet. Lucy, I'm Lucy Heartfilia, and I'm happy. Akko, I'm glad you're happy. Izuku and no Akko. His name is Happy. Happy Urza, and Lucy's eyes widened. Lucy, what the? Urza, that voice. Happy escaped Akko's hug and went up to Izuku and Happy Natsu? Izuku and Izuku, what is going on? Izuku and I'm sorry man. I haven't seen them for a long time. Gray grabbed Izuku's shoulders and started shaking him violently. Gray, explain, kid. Why is Natsu's voice coming out of your mouth? Akko, he can't speak if you keep shaking him like that. Happy, Izuku and grabbed Gray's shoulders and head-butted him. Izuku and quit shaking the kid. Urza, Natsu, is that really you? Izuku and more or less. I'm just a spirit possessing this kid's body. Lucy, but we just saw you alive not that long ago. Izuku and you guys are far in the future. Honestly, magic isn't nearly as great now as it was back then. But we died after living a full life, but for some reason, my spirit now resides with this kid, Izuku Midoriya. Happy weird. Then the monster came back. Izuku and look, right now, Akko here needs to make it to room 666 to wake someone up and stop all this. I'd help, but this isn't my body. It's Izuku's. Izuku, I can help. Gray, how? Izuku and since my spirit resides within him, he's got Dragon Slayer magic. Urza, Gray, Lucy, and Happy, he does? Izuku and he's more than capable. Izuku, so let me help. Urza, alright. Gray, Urza, are you sure? Urza, you object to my decision? Gray, and no ma'am. Urza, but first, she lit her blade on fire. Urza, eat this fire. You'll need your strength. Izuku, thanks. He then ate the fire from her blade. Izuku, now I've got a fire in my belly that's raging to get out. Hey, Happy? Happy, yeah? Izuku, think you can carry Akko up to room 666? Happy, aye, sir. Akko was then wrapped up by Happy's tail and lifted up. Great, let's hope you can keep up with us, Izuku. Lucy, make sure to stick with us. Urza, because from this moment on, you are a true member of Fairy Tail. Izuku, then let's do this. The 4 Fairy Tail members then jumped down to the ground where the monster Susie was recovering. But it has turned into Urza, we'll give you the honors, Izuku. You're a dragon slayer after all. Izuku nodded. Izuku, fire dragon roar. He shot a massive amount of fire at the monster Susie. Lucy, looks like you've been practicing for a while. Lucy ran up to the monster Susie and slashed at her while avoiding getting crushed. Izuku, it's been a productive month. Gray, you've only been practicing for a month? Izuku, fire dragon iron fist. He punched the monster Susie in the eye, causing her to shriek in pain. Izuku, I have to work harder than anyone else in order to control this power at its max. Urza, requip. Black wing armor. Moon slash. Urza sent 2 crescent slashes at monster Susie. Urza, your hard work is admirable. The monster shrieked at them and tried to punch Urza, but Gray got in front of her. Gray, ice make shield. Gray created a giant ice shield that blocked the attack. But, Gray, wait, where's Lucy? Lucy, I'm over here. They looked behind to see Lucy there. Izuku, you okay? Lucy, yeah? Thanks. She nearly got trampled by monster Susie, but Izuku was able to reach her in time and save her. Izuku, good. And Gray, your magic is incredible. I wanna know everything about it. Can you make an non-living thing? Can you make a living things? Do I have to both hansel the timey or maternity? Translation. I wanna know everything about it. Can you make any non-living thing? Can you make living things? Do you have to use both hands all the time or mutter? Gray, kid? Kid. Izuku clamped his mouth shut. Izuku, oops. I did it again, didn't I? Urza, you're certainly interesting. But I believe that Natsu could tell you everything. Izuku, I kinda doubt it. Natsu, HY. The monster then broke the shield. Izuku, look out! Gray and Urza quickly rolled out of the way when the monster tried to crush them. Izuku, fire dragon wing attack. He sent streams of fire that hit the monster Susie and sent it flying back. Izuku, you'd think it'd be done by now considering how magic in this time is nothing compared to how it was in your time. Urza, have you considered lightning fire dragon mode? Izuku, lightning fire dragon mode? Lucy, are you sure he can handle it? Urza, if Izuku can cause such powerful attacks after only a month of practice, I'm certain he can handle it. But it is a risky move. Izuku, I'll do whatever I can to help my friends. Urza, requip. Lightning Empress Armor. Natsu, get ready for a great power-up. Gray, Ice Make Prison. Gray trapped Monster Susie in a giant ice cage. Gray, this'll hold her. But not for long. Izuku, Gray? Gray, yeah? Izuku, why are you in your underwear? Gray, huh? Natsu, that's why I called him Ice Stripper. Urza, now Izuku. Izuku, huh? Urza, I'm going to shoot lightning at you and you need to eat it. It'll hurt a bit, but you'll be able to power up and use a combination of Fire Dragon Slayer magic and Lightning Dragon Slayer magic. But the effects are straining, Lucy, so you'll have to hurry. Izuku nodded with a determined look in his eyes. Izuku, straining or not, I have to try something. No matter what the consequences. Urza, Gray, and Lucy smiled. Urza, it's a good thing you wield Natsu's magic. He could not have picked a better option. Alright. Lightning Beam. Urza shot a beam of lightning from the tip of her spear at Izuku. Izuku then ate the lightning. Izuku, that certainly hurt, but I can feel it. The power! Izuku then turned over to the monster Susie who had just broken out of her cage. Izuku, you should have stayed in that cage. When you try to hurt my friends, you have to deal with me. Izuku rushed at monster Susie. Izuku, Lightning Fire Dragon Iron Fist. He slammed his ignited, lightning-coated fist into the monster Susie, sending her back and crashing into a wall. Izuku, Lightning Fire Dragon Brilliant Flame. Izuku, now to finish you off. Lightning Fire Dragon Roar. Monster Lucy was completely engulfed in the attack. When the attack was over, Monster Lucy was completely gone. Izuku, we did it. We did it! Gray pat him on the back. Gray, nice job, kid. Izuku, thanks. That means a lot. Izuku clutched his stomach. Lucy, you okay, Izuku? Izuku, yeah? Lot of strain on the body though. Urza, hopefully, Akko and Happy have made it. And that they did. Akko, open! Open! Panicking because she had no idea what was going on other than the sound of explosions, she charged at the door and busted it down. There were a lot of vines and thorns. Akko, what is all this? It looks like a bunch of thorns. Happy, she rushed through, chopping all the vines that blocked her way with the sword that she grabbed. She then found the real Susie on tip of a mountain of vines. Akko, there you are, Susie! Hey, Happy, can you bring me up there? Happy, Happy then carried her over to Susie. Akko, Susie! Please wake up. You make me angry sometimes, but I still love you. Please wake up. She wasn't waking up. Akko, hey, wait a minute. The medicine. She put all of them in her mouth and was about to give Susie mouth to mouth. But, Susie, don't. She dodged her. Akko swallowed the stuff before hugging her tightly. Akko, Susie, please get off. They then heard Latte calling for them to wake up and then Akko woke up from bed. Latte, we'll be late. You too, Susie. Come on. Akko started shaking her. Akko, Susie. Wake up. Susie, I'm already up. Akko, Susie. She hugged her again. Susie, please get off. Izuku, we have to hurry before we're late. Akko, you know, I had the strangest dream last night. As they walked to class, Izuku could only think to himself. Izuku, Lightning Fire Dragon mode, huh? Thanks, Gray, Lucy, Urza, Happy. I'll keep training to be able to use that mode more efficiently. Turns out, it wasn't a dream, chasing after a skeleton. Finilon, listen up. There are several rules when you go outside Luna Nova. Akko, I can't wait. Izuku, me too. It'll be my first school trip. Latte, you've never been on a school trip before? Izuku, no. Whenever a school trip is coming up back at my school, they would always purposefully leave me behind. Natsu jerks. Akko, well, you'll be joining us on this trip. We'll eat pies, cakes, and parfaits. Latte, I want to say that all you think about is food, but Izuku now I'm all fired up. Susie, yeah, Natsu has her beat. Finilon, drag Neil. Atsuko, Akko, yes. Izuku sorry. Finilon, first, abstain from any activity that would hurt the reputation of Luna Nova. Second, I advise you not to use magic. Too many accidents happen if misused outside of these walls. Holbrook, Professor Finilon? Finilon, Headmistress. Holbrook, take a look at this. I bought this boot through a mail order. You can even wear it like a hat. Finilon, geez. Holbrook, you're always so serious. Just look at these students. They look like they've been standing there for the last 2 centuries. Poor things. Ursula, Principal. Holbrook, oh. Look at this. Professor Ursula. Why don't you try it on? It'll look great on you. She put the boot on her head. Finilan. Now everyone, have you all brought an item to use as an amulet? Everyone, Akko and Izuku. Yes. Akko. Oops. I forgot. Izuku, amulet? Holbrook, an amulet must carry emotional value. It's a charm to get you home safely. This is mine, you see. She shows them her staff. Akko, a staff? Holbrook, you leave something that makes you want to come back for it. Now then, show me what you've prepared. Izuku, I see. But I don't have anything in this world that hold that much value to me except Susie. Don't you have something you never let go of? Akko, no. Izuku pat her back. Izuku, I know how you feel, Akko. But we have to. Akko, alright. Akko put her shiny chariot trading card in the pot of amulets, while Izuku put his All Might trading card in the pot. Later, Natsu, how did we even end up in a graveyard? Izuku, that's what I'm wondering. Akko, where are we? Susie, isn't it obvious? Akko, you said we were going to the city. I only followed you because you said this was a shortcut. Izuku, why did we trust Susie again? Susie picked up a mushroom from a nearby grave. Susie, this kind can only be found in cemeteries. Amanita Cemeterium. Akko, what's up with that? That sounds gross. Latte, it's so creepy. Maybe we'll see a ghost. Akko, a ghost? Izuku, so? Latte, what do you mean, so? Izuku, need I remind you that I have the ghost of Natsu living within me? Susie, he's got a point. We speak to Natsu's ghost quite often. The crows started to caw. Scared, Akko ran over to Izuku and tackled him. And they knocked over some graves. Akko, ouch. Izuku, you Akko, see, can you please get off me? Akko realized the position she was in. The same as when they fell into that pit when following those dragons. She blushed brightly and got up. And so did Izuku. Latte, what are we going to do? We might get cursed. Izuku, that's just superstition. Latte, don't you feel like that could happen here? Izuku, no. Akko, hey. I've got it. A repairing magic potion. I should be able to use it because Ursula taught me how. Izuku, we can't. Remember, no magic. Akko, nobody will find out if we use it here. Latte, but what if something happens? Akko, you're such a worrywart. Latte, but Akko, besides, we have a dragon slayer with us. Alright, let's do this. So saw some tidier. She sprinkled the repairing potion, but she bumped into Susie, and she dropped her mushroom, which then got caught in the potion. When the mushroom fell down to the ground, it exploded into green dust. Akko, what did you do, Susie? Susie, this is all your fault. That didn't fix the gravestones at all. The dust then got absorbed into the ground. Akko, huh? She took a step forward and a bony hand grabbed her leg. Akko and Latte freaked out. Susie, you can't really tell when it comes to her, but it was probably sarcastic. And Izuku grabbed Akko by her side and pulled her back. But in doing so, a skeleton emerged. Akko and Latte freaked out more and Izuku ignited his fists, ready for a fight. Susie, a corpse. Akko, it's the curse. Skeleton, a curse? No way. There is no one quicker than me. That scum won't even see me coming. That hateful, foolish coward. He flipped his upside-down skull right side up. Natsu, what the? Skeleton, you're witches, I see. Wait, that one's a wizard. A powerful one if I'm not mistaken. Izuku N, you better believe it. Izuku, not now, Natsu. Skeleton, this is wonderful. Witches and a wizard resurrected me. Akko, who are you? Skeleton, who am I? Me? I am the Great Papyrus. Wait, what? No. Take two. Skeleton, who am I? Me? I am. He paused. Izuku, Skeleton, who am I? Natsu, ah geez. Skeleton, who was I when I was alive? I can't remember that. No time to worry about that now. It's enough that I got my life back. How about my body? I've got 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head. I don't have my hat. Where's my hat? He then found it. Skeleton, oh. There it is. He put it on, drew his sword, and sliced the gravestone in half. Izuku, why? Skeleton, I'm going to slice him up like this tombstone. It's time for revenge. And then he just ran off. Akko, what just happened? She and Latte fell on their knees. Izuku, well now what? We can't just let him go. Akko and Latte shot up. Akko and Latte, he's right. They rush off. Izuku, hey. Wait up. Susie just walked slowly. Akko, Latte, and Izuku were running after the skeleton. Izuku was prohibited from using his wings, and in order to make up for the massive change in his training schedule, he had to wear these weighted cuffs. And they were heavy. Akko, how did this ever happen? Izuku, I'm guessing that your magic, combined with Susie's mushroom, turned that potion into a resurrection potion. Akko, so I actually resurrected the dead? That's not good at all. Latte took out her wand. Latte, Forian Murona. She used her magic on the vines of a tombstone and sent them to capture the skeleton, but it barely missed. Latte, no good. My battery ran out. Akko, Susie, why didn't you run with us? Susie, I figured we could just leave him be. Izuku, huh? Susie, the mushroom's effect should wear off by sundown. Akko, really? Izuku, least we have some good news. But that won't be for a while, and who knows what kind of trouble that eccentric skeleton will cause. Akko, what's the punishment for resurrecting the dead? I think it was the most agonizing and scary thing you can imagine. Susie, multiplied by 100-fold. Akko grabbed onto Izuku and hugged him tight. Akko, no, 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 no. I don't want that to happen to me. She realized what she was doing, blushed, and separated the hug. Izuku, then we have to capture him immediately. They then kept running and made their way to town. Akko, he's fast for a dead man. Izuku, he's a skeleton, not a zombie. They then heard a woman screaming, Izuku, this way. They ran and saw the skeleton fighting a bunch of different men. Skeleton, is that you? Is that you? Is that you? Are you the one? Answer the question. Akko, we have to stop him. Izuku, do you have any spells that can do so? Izuku, most of my spells are offensive and highly destructive. The only spell I have that isn't offensive is my transformation magic, and I'm not that good with it. The skeleton then shot right past them and approached a little boy on a tricycle. Akko, no! He picked up the boy, only for Akko and Latte to take him away. Akko, cut it out. Skeleton, hey, it's you young witches. Don't get in the way. He might be the man I'm looking for. Izuku, he most likely wasn't even born when you died. And might? You're telling us you don't even know who you're looking for? Skeleton, I will recognize him once I see him. Hey, is that him? Hold it right there. Akko grabbed his jaw. Akko, that's enough. She pulled his skull and made it face the other way to face her. Skeleton, that almost killed me. Izuku, you're already dead. Akko, please go back to your grave. If they find out about you, we will be in so much trouble. Skeleton, revenge is more important. Akko, we resurrected you, remember? The least you could do is listen to us. Izuku, Akko. Akko then noticed the circle of people surrounding her. Akko, Izuku N, this is a part of our performance. Akko, huh? Izuku N, just roll with it. What you see here is a miracle witnessed only once in a millennium. A medieval knight resurrected from the dead to strike his sworn enemy. And this young lady in glasses is the heroine who came to release this man from his curse. Wanna hear more? But before anything else could happen, the skeleton was gone and they heard a woman screaming, Izuku, come on! They ran over there to find him dumpster diving. Skeleton, of course, if you're looking for trash, you look in the garbage bin. How come I didn't realize that before? Then police officers came. Police officer 1, hey, what are you doing? Police officer 2, stop that. Akko, officer. Wait. It's not what you think. Police officer 2, then what exactly is it then? Police officer 1, hey, looks very suspicious. Police officer 2, he's rummaging through the trash. Both police officers, citizens will get scared. Izuku, we know, but Police Officer 1, come here, you. Police Officer 2, get in the car. They tried to take him, but he turned around and drew his sword. Skeleton, you? Learn some respect. Akko came up to him and put her hands on his shoulders. Akko, would you just be quiet? Police Officer 1, drop your weapon. Police Officer 2, let her go, you. Skeleton, there you go again. Izuku N, shut up. Police officers, you're under arrest. Latte then came in. Latte, please wait. My grandpa is a pirate. A legendary pirate. So whenever he sees a box, he has to check if there are any treasures inside. That's what he believes. Police Officer 1, if that's the case, what's his name? Latte, Izuku, Monkey D. Luffy. They stare at him like he was joking but gave up on it. Police Officer 1, fine, we got it. Police Officer 2, so he's your grandpa, right? Latte, yes. Police Officer 1, you've got to get him to stop doing that. Police Officer 2, is that understood? Latte, yes. Police Officer 1, take care then. Latte, yes, and so they left. The three then sighed in relief. Izuku, that was close. Akko, where did he go? Izuku, great. And Susie's gone too. They then hear men screaming and follow the noise to a building. Two men ran out and were covered in a red substance. Akko, that's got to be him. They opened the door to find out it was just Ketchup and the skeleton was having a great time partying in a bar. And Susie was there too. Akko, hey Susie, so I see you guys finally made it. Akko, what do you mean by that? Susie, anyway, this guy is hilarious. Do you remember anything? Skeleton, not a thing. I should remember something, but he then pulled off his head and showed it to the table of men who were just laughing it up. Susie showed them a potion. Susie, they will forget about this in a few hours. Izuku, phew. The skeleton shook his skull more before reattaching it. Skeleton, I remember. Number 3, Caliban Street. He started to leave, but Akko grabbed on. Akko, not again, but he kept running and separated his arm from his body. Izuku come on. They all then rushed out of the bar and kept running after him. Akko, hey! Wait! Akko then jumped into the street. Izuku, Akko! She was about to be hit by a car, but then, skeleton, young miss! He shoved her out of the way and was run over instead. Green slop splattered everywhere, and he was in pieces. Akko, no way! Susie, now it'll be easier to take him back to the cemetery. Izuku just didn't know what to say. But then the arm Akko held onto shook and started to piece itself back together. Except for the head. Akko, he's fixed. Susie, where's his head? Skeleton, hey! Over here! The body ran into a building. Then toppled over a bunch of trash cans. Skeleton, hey! I'm down here! Izuku followed his voice and picked up his skull. Then he put it back on his neck. Skeleton, are you alright, miss? Yes? Good. I'm glad to hear it. Farewell. Akko, hang on. Why did you save me? Skeleton, because you're a witch. Akko, what? Skeleton, witches are the symbol of wisdom. The pride of mankind. Now, I'd better be going. Goodbye. Izuku, wait. What do you mean by that? Skeleton, I don't have time for this. I must find the man's house on Caliban Street. There it is. He zoomed off. Izuku, get back here. They rush off again. Skeleton, this is his house. Akko, no it's not. Latte, and Izuku got in front of the entrance to the building. The skeleton then took off his skull. Skeleton, let's check. Then an old man walked by. Old man, hey there, did you know the people who used to have a house here? The store over there salvaged everything that remained of it. They turned around to see that he was talking about the Magic Item Cafe. Akko, the Magic Item Cafe? But why? They decided to ask the shopkeeper. Shopkeeper, that house was from the Magic Golden Age. That's why we took their things. Akko, Magic Golden Age? What's that? Shopkeeper, you never heard of it? He held up a potion and a single drop spilled onto the map his arms were resting on. It then showed images in puffs of smoke. Shopkeeper, it was about 200 years ago. It's the era after the witch hunts until the Industrial Revolution. No machinery back then, so they only relied on magic. Akko, that sounds amazing. Latte, we've already learned this in history class. Shopkeeper, I wouldn't mind buying that military uniform from you. The skeleton was digging through a crate until he found a picture. The picture was of a man, a woman, and a baby. Skeleton, hey! This is the man. Izuku, huh? Skeleton, this is him. This is his wife and his daughter. His name was. He shook his head rapidly after handing the picture to Latte. Skeleton, number 3 Caliban Street. Susie, that's the address we were just at. Izuku, hold on. There's something on the back of this portrait. A letter from Luna Nova. Akko took the letter attached to the portrait. Akko opened it. Akko, dear Miranda. Latte, who's Miranda? Skeleton, this girl. He pointed to the baby in the picture. Skeleton, that's right. She is Miranda. This man cursed this girl. He was only human, but he fell in love with a witch and they eloped. Latte, how romantic. Skeleton, not at all. His wife died shortly after Miranda's birth, and he promised his family that he would raise her to be a great witch. Natsu, how does he know this? Izuku, I think I know. The clock bell then rang. Skeleton, that sound. The skeleton ran out of the store. Akko, thank you very much. They left the shop and followed the skeleton. Skeleton, where are those bells? Akko, what? Skeleton, he was the bell ringer. This way, he kept on running. Skeleton, he broke his promise. After he sent her off to school, he never saw Miranda ever again. Miranda was all alone. Akko, that's awful. Skeleton, exactly. That's why I can't forgive him. I won't. I'll never forgive him. He was running up the bell tower stairs. Eventually he climbed up to the top of the bell tower. Skeleton, come out, you wretched toad. The others climbed up the stairs while he was looking around. Akko, this view really makes you forget about all your worries. Susie, even about the trouble you're in? Latte, I wonder if they've stopped using this bell. Akko looked inside. Akko, it's missing that thing inside. Look, she then accidentally banged her head against the bell and, Skeleton, that's right. I remember. Akko, sir? He then started banging his skull against the bell saying, I remember, over and over again. Akko, what are you doing? She and Latte held him back. Skeleton, I'm such a fool. A stupid lowlife, heartless coward. That man was me. Akko, Latte, and Natsu. What? Izuku, I knew it. Akko, wait, you did? Izuku, it only makes sense. Only he would know this much about his own family. The wife he had, he ran off with her. No one else would have known about this. It only makes sense that he was that man. Skeleton, the young wizard is right. The man I hated for so long was myself. Miranda was my daughter. She was always playing up here. That's why when she was accepted into the school, I made her a staff from a part of this bell. I turned it into a magic staff that could double as an amulet. All of this so she would never feel homesick. Natsu, wait a minute. Skeleton, but then I died. Here comes the tears. He was crying green goop. Izuku, I know I have green hair and all, but even my tears aren't green. Wait. Our principal. That must be his daughter. Akko, huh? Izuku, her staff. It's got the same marking as the one on this bell. Akko, you're right. She took Mr. Holbrook's hand. Akko, let's go to Luna Nova. Skeleton, but. Izuku, no buts. Your death won't be in vain. Latte, we don't have time. Akko, we do. We can make it. She took out her potion. Izuku, go for it. Akko saw some titty air. She tossed it, and it caused the bell to detach and start flying. Izuku, let's go. They all grabbed onto the bell and started flying away with it. They made it to Holbrook, and she was accompanied by Ursula. Izuku N, incoming. Holbrook used her staff to create a giant air cushion and block the bell from hitting her. But when it landed and they separated from the bell, her staff was drawn right into the middle of the bell as it rolled in front of a tree. Izuku N, let's do that again. Izuku No, the air cushion disappeared. Akko, principal. Well, she then noticed she was looking at her late father. Izuku, let's them have this moment. Akko. Akko nodded. Mr. Holbrook, Miranda. She smiled and the two walked up to the grave the bell rolled in front of. Miranda, look, Mom, it's Dad. Or at least his skeleton. Mr. Holbrook, I'm still younger than you. Miranda, it's hard to tell without the flesh. Mr. Holbrook, you're right. Miranda, listen. Before you die one more time, I want to tell you something. I never hated you. Not even once. I focused on my magic and now I'm the principal here. Mr. Holbrook, principal? That's amazing. Miranda, see? You kept your promise, Dad. She then grabbed the bell. Miranda, regale bière. The bell blowed and was lifted high in the air. It then began to ring multiple times. However, Mr. Holbrook, unfortunately it's time. Miranda, yes, I believe it is. Mr. Holbrook, I was able to have a wonderful day, all because of you four. Thank you. Goodbye. I'll see you again someday. May your futures be bright. With that, he vanished. After that, the four were given the punishment of fixing all the broken brooms in the equipment room. There were about 1 million of them, but Izuku let them know that things could have gone much worse. So they were thankful of the outcome. Be careful. It was the morning and Izuku was just finishing up his training for the day. Ever since he awakened his Dragon Slayer magic, Izuku's training has been going by at a far faster speed. Toshinori, excellent work, young Midoriya. I'd say you're about a week's training away from being ready for One for All. Izuku, really? So soon? Toshinori, you've been working even harder, so it shouldn't be surprising that your training ends very soon. Izuku, hey, Almight? Toshinori, yes, young Midoriya? Izuku, do you think we'll ever make it back to our home world? Toshinori smiled and patted Izuku's head. Toshinori, I'm certain. We'll make it home. For now, however, young Kaguri, young Jansen, and young Mambaveran are probably waiting for you to finish training. So have fun with them. You're still a teenager after all. Izuku, you're right. I'll see you later, Almight. With that, Izuku left to meet up with his 3 friends. When he got there, he saw them looking at a jar. Izuku, hey, Akko, Latte, and Susie. Akko, Izuku. Izuku, what are you guys looking at? They showed him the jar which had a strange-looking bee in it. Izuku, a bee? Akko, a cupid bee. Susie, I ordered a poison bee but they sent me this by mistake. The person who gets stung by this will fall in love with the first person they see. Izuku, the first person they see? Latte, are you gonna send it back? Akko, since we have it, why don't we let it sting someone? Latte, like who? Susie, like Akko? Izuku, I really don't think we should let it sting anyone. Besides, the love that the person who gets stung feels isn't going to be real. That's when they heard the sound of a limousine pulling up. And out came Barbara and Hannah, dressed in some fancy clothes. Hannah, oh, it's Akko. Izuku, and what's with the fancy get-up? Hannah, we got invited to the Earl of Hanbridge's mansion. Barbara, his son Andrew got a prestigious award at his school, so there's going to be a party to celebrate. Izuku, for Andrew? Then Diana came out. Latte, lovely. Akko, are you going too, Diana? Barbara, of course she is. Hannah, both the Hanbridges and the Cavendishes share an illustrious noble bloodline. Their families have been linked for over 500 years. Diana sighs. Diana, I'd rather not go. I don't want my study time interrupted by some trivial party. Hannah, Barbara, let's leave early tonight. Barbara then decided to get all snooty. Barbara, I know you're jealous, Akko. Hannah, I know you want to go to the party. Izuku, I know I do. You get all that food. Izuku, Natsu. Shut up. Barbara and Hannah, no way. Hannah, only the noble and wealthy get invited to the Earl's parties. Barbara, Miss Loser with ice cream on her face can just stand here grinding her teeth. It really suits you. Akko wiped the ice cream off her face as they laughed before getting in the limo and leaving. Akko, why do they have to rub it in? Doesn't that make you 3 angry? Susie? Latte? Izuku? Susie, not really. I'm not interested. Latte, let's go, Akko. Akko, I'm going to the party. Izuku, what? Akko, we can't just let them make fun of us. Otherwise, how can we call ourselves witches? Or hero, in Izuku's case. I will go no matter what. Then her top ice cream scoop dropped on her head. Later, they were in the magic shop. Akko, first, we need dresses. Well, Izuku needs a suit. Magic ones, so we can stand out at the party. Susie, we? Akko, of course. You're going, right? Latte, I guess so. Izuku, it'll be my first fancy party. But Natsu, you better not take control just so you can stuff your face. Natsu, fine. Shopkeeper, magic outfits? There isn't anything you can afford. Akko, we'll take anything. Shopkeeper, okay. How about this one? He gave her a very old dress, which crumbled away immediately. Shopkeeper, maybe this? The dress he gave her was doll size. Izuku, way too small. Shopkeeper, or this? He gave her a bunny suit. Izuku, absolutely not. No way. The shopkeeper sighed and then gave them a box. Shopkeeper, fine. How about this? Latte, a Cinderella set? Shopkeeper, that was a big hit a century ago. Izuku, swish the wand, then cast the spell, and voila, you're Cinderella. Shopkeeper, as for the young man, I got this tuxedo over here. It's been taking up too much room and I have no need for this. So if you buy now, I'll give you half off, a Snow White set, and also throw this scarf I found a while back. Izuku, what scarf? He shows them the scarf. Natsu, that scarf. Izuku, Natsu? Natsu, Izuku, please, I know I asked you for a lot. Especially when it comes to food, but I'm begging you, man. Please buy it. Izuku, if your reaction for this scarf says anything, then this must be incredibly important to you. Natsu, it is. That scarf was my most prized possession. Izuku, we'll take it. Susie, seriously? Izuku nodded. Later that day, Akko, Latte, and Susie were standing in a triangle formation with a box and a pumpkin on top of it. Akko, ready? Start. Bullied. Latte, bubby babby. Susie, boo. Nothing happened at first, but when Akko got closer, a big explosion happened. When it cleared, and also their carriage was more of a 4-person bike. Akko, this is the carriage? Izuku then came. Izuku, Akko. Latte. Susie. I heard that explosion. Are you 3 alright? Akko, yeah? Weird. He's wearing Natsu's scarf. Akko went atomic red seeing Izuku in that tuxedo. And Izuku was no different when seeing Akko in her dress. Latte. It says here that the magic will only last for 2 hours. They snapped out of it. Izuku, only 2 hours? Susie. No wonder no one wanted this. Later that night, they arrived at the mansion. Akko, look! That's the Hanbridge mansion. Latte. There's no way we can get in. Akko drew her wand and looked at a squirrel from above on a branch. Akko, I got this. Metamorphy face yes, and what she did was turn the squirrel giant. So it was able to make a good distraction. Akko, now's our chance. The four then entered the mansion. However, someone was following them. Inside the mansion was a bunch of fancy stuff. Latte. Every girl dreams about this at one time or another. Izuku N. The food here looks so good. Izuku, don't even think about it. Natsu, come on. Izuku, we can eat a little. I can allow that. But only a little. Understand? Natsu, thank you so much. Then they heard a voice. Paul, thank you for coming today to celebrate for my son Andrew. Akko and Izuku looked around and found Andrew with an aloof expression. Akko and Izuku, Andrew. Eventually, Andrew excused himself. Frank then joined him. Frank, you don't look like you're having fun, Andrew. Andrew, it's a waste of time, listening to all that insincere praise. Frank then notices Diana. Frank, oh Diana. Do you remember me? I'm Frank. Diana, you are Andrew's classmate, right? Frank, you always look stunning. She walks over to Andrew and smiles. Diana, looks like you've been studying very hard. Andrew smiled back. Andrew, I'm honored that you're here, taking time from your busy schedule studying magic, Diana. Meanwhile with Akko, Latte, Susie, and Izuku, Latte, those two seem like a great couple. Susie, well yeah? They're both from noble families. They live in a different world than us. Metaphorically I mean. Akko, couple, huh? She glances at Izuku and a picture pops into her head. Akko blushes madly and turns away. Izuku, Akko? Akko, I am fine. Why did I think about that? Andrew then looked over and found the four friends at the dessert table. When Akko realized that, she knew nothing good would come from it, and started coughing because she just had a big bite of cake. Diana, Akko? Akko, long time no see. Natsu, this is bad. Diana, what on earth are you thinking, Akko? Barbara and Hannah. The nerve. Andrew, why are you here? I don't remember inviting the four of you. Akko, well, we're here now. What are you going to do about it? Andrew, I'm kicking you out. Akko, what? Andrew, an old-fashioned and deceitful witch does not belong here. Akko, you can't even welcome one cute lovely witch like me into your home? Susie then got out the Cupid bee. Latte Susie. She opened the jar it was contained in and the bee flew out while the two were arguing. The bee then landed on Andrew's shoulder and, Izuku, look out! He tackled Andrew and prevented the bee from stinging him. Diana, why would you do that? Then, with no one noticing the bee stung Akko. Akko, gah! She fell to her knees. Izuku, Akko! Are you okay? He got in front of her, not knowing what just happened. She opened her eye and what she saw was, Izuku, Akko. Are you okay? He helps her up. Akko said nothing. Izuku, Akko? Latte. Whispering angrily Susie. Look what you did. Akko, Izuku. Izuku, why yeah? She then pulls him into a really tight hug. Akko, I love you so much. Izuku was silent until, Izuku, huh? Wait, what? He then saw the Cupid bee. Izuku, oh no, the Cupid bee must have stung her instead. Susie. Did you do this? Susie, yeah. Izuku, why? Susie, Akko said to try it on somebody. Izuku clenched his teeth. Izuku, look what you did to Akko. She tightly hugged his arm and he was getting redder by the second. Susie, it wouldn't have happened if you didn't tackle Andrew. Izuku growled. Izuku, Akko. Let go of me, Akko, and no way. You're this witch's dragon. End of story. Izuku, Akko, I'm begging you. This isn't you. While this was going on, Latte was trying to get the bee. But it stung Frank and 3 other guys and they all saw Latte. So now they're fawning over her. Diana, there's the culprit. Izuku, hey. Diana. I'm coming too. Soon as I get Akko off. Natsu, I can help. Izuku, please do. Natsu then took over. Izuku N, fire dragon. Akko let go quickly. Izuku N, faint. Izuku, sorry. Gotta go. He then ran off. Akko, Natsu, she then ran after. As he ran, he hid behind a pillar and avoided Akko. Izuku, phew. What do I do? There has to be a way to reverse this. Susie then showed up and handed him a swatter enchanted with a potion. Susie, here. If you squash the bee with this, I think the spell will be broken. Izuku, swat the bee with this. Got it. Meanwhile with Diana, there's no mistake. I'm sure that was a cupid bee. The bee then approached her from behind and stung her. Izuku, where did it go? He then found it, and it collapsed Diana. Izuku, oh, he zoomed off. So she ended up seeing Susie and fell for her. This seriously weirded Susie out. Meanwhile, where is he? You said he would be around here. Don't worry. We'll find him. Outside the courtyard, Izuku saw Andrew arguing with his father, who was kind of a control freak. Izuku then came up to him. Izuku, so, what are you waiting for? You really want to get rid of all witches here? Like the way you threw away music? Are you really one to just give up so easily? Just because your dad told you to. Andrew, I respect my father. He is an outstanding minister as well as the head of our family. It's my duty to succeed my father as a statesman. Izuku, and people call me a Deku. Don't you have a dream of your own? Andrew, you could never understand. Some are chosen by fate to bear the responsibility of noble status. Annoyed, Izuku flicked his head. Izuku, I may not be noble or rich. He stood on the outside fountain wall. Izuku, but I have a dream of my own. He ignited his fist. Izuku, I'm going to become a hero who saves everyone with a smile on my face. My smile will make them feel safe. I'll be just like my idol, Almight. I may have a lot to learn, but chasing dreams is a great thing to do. Even when everyone tells me to just give it up and stay as a loser in life, I don't let them get to me. No matter what. I'll make sure to become the greatest hero ever. But what would you know about that? You act like more of a Deku than me. Andrew smiled and chuckled. Izuku HM? Andrew, you make a good point. Thanks. Izuku then noticed the bee and gave chase. Izuku, I gotta get everyone back to normal. He then ran after the bee. Izuku, you get back here. Izuku kept trying and failing to kill the bee until Paul told him that he needs to leave. Luckily, Andrew came in. Andrew, guests, there's been a misunderstanding. It seems that Mr. Midoriya was trying to kill a dangerous bee. He went up to the piano Izuku was slamming on when trying to kill it. Izuku, Andrew, please continue. Show them how a hero handles dangers. Izuku nodded with a determined look. Andrew, please listen to this while he battles the bee. I call it fairy tale. As the song started playing, the bee, which was hiding in the piano, flew off. So Izuku gave chase to it. Natsu, on the bright side, this is good training. Izuku, I'm more focused on stopping this mess. Izuku ran up the stairs, got on the railing, and kept trying to swat the bee. He slid down the rail as it was trying to escape, and used his wings to avoid ruining any of the food. As he was giving chase, the bee stung just about everyone. And then Diana came. Diana, where are you, Susie? She then got stung by the bee a second time, and this time, she saw herself in a mirror. Yeah, she fell in love with herself. Diana, I'm in love. She hugged the mirror. Susie, what a relief. Izuku was still chasing after the bee and it almost stung Paul. Thankfully, Izuku used his wings to boost his speed, got in front of Paul, and Izuku Fire Dragon. As he said that, someone was looking down the stairs with a surprised expression. Izuku, swatter. He then killed the fly with the swatter, and everyone returned to normal. Izuku, got it. Akko, Izuku, what happened? Izuku, Akko, you okay? Akko, I think so. What happened? Izuku blushed. Izuku, I don't want to talk about it. After that they left. Izuku, and that's what happened. Akko was bright red. Izuku, now you see why I didn't want to tell you. They kept walking in silence until, excuse me? The four turned around to see Aries escaped to another world. Aries. She's a little girl who could have had a great life. But her mother thought of her as a cursed child when her quirk manifested, and she rewound her father out of existence. Her mother left her at the head of the Shy Hassaikai, who was Aries' grandpa. But when Kai Chisaki, aka Overhaul, came up with a plan to use her quirk to eliminate quirks, and Aries' grandpa refused, he was put into a coma, and Kai did it regardless. It's been 2 years since that happened. This day, she tried to escape twice, but was caught either way. Her punishment? She wasn't allowed any food for the day. So Aries tried tricking her stomach by eating thin air. It was sad, however. Doing so caused her to trigger something she knew nothing about. Aries, sniff, I don't like being here anymore. I want my papa. Sniff, as she was crying. Do you need help? Aries looked around to see no one there. Aries, I guess I was hearing things. You're not hearing things. Aries, HUH? I want to help you. Aries, WH, who are you? Me? My name is Wendy Marvel. Since you ate some air, I was finally able to awaken. Eri, huh? Wendy, look at your right shoulder. Eri lifted her right sleeve and saw. Eri, what is this? Wendy, I'll explain later. Listen. I know this sounds scary, but I'm actually a spirit that resides within you. Eri, a spirit? Wendy, don't worry. While I can posses you, I won't do it without your permission. However, I am asking you for that right now. Eri, why? Wendy, since my spirit resides in you, you have my magic. Eri, magic? Wendy, strong magic. The kind of magic that dragons fear. It's called Dragon Slayer magic. However, since you only just awakened my powers, you might go berserk, and there's no time to spare for training. If you can let me take control of your body, I can get you out of here. Eri thought about it for a minute before deciding that she will do whatever it takes to get out of here. Eri, okay. Please get me out of here. Wendy, I will. Eri's teeth then turned sharp, and her eyes turned brown. Wendy was now in control. Author's note: when I type Eri W, it means that Wendy is in control. Eri W, you won't regret this, Eri. She took in a deep breath and Eri W, Sky Dragon. Eri W, crushing Fang. She busted down the door and bolted. Unfortunately, Rappa found her. Rappa, sorry, kid. I can't let you go. Eri W, you won't stop me. Rappa stepped back as he wasn't expecting to hear Wendy's voice. Eri W, Sky Dragon roar. Upon contact, Rappa was blown far, far away. Rappa, what? How? That little girl beat me in one attack? Eri W kept running. As she ran, she encountered more of the 8 bullets. But well, let me show you how those matches went. Eri W vs Sorimitsu Tabe. Tabe, you won't escape. Eri W, Sky Dragon. Eri W, wing attack. The attack was so powerful, Tabe didn't stand a chance. And good luck trying to bite through a whirlwind. Tabe, how that's not her quirk. He fell unconscious. Eri W vs Hojo. Hojo brought out a bunch of crystals. Hojo, listen, brat. Don't go thinking I'll let you escape. Eri W, Sky Dragon. Eri W, Claw. Hojo, what was that? He fell unconscious. Eri W vs Hikiji Tengai. Tengai, I don't know how you got this far, but Eri W, Sky Dragon roar. At first, Tengai was able to put up a barrier, but the wind pressure blew him far back. Eri W, Sky Dragon crushing Fang. The attack shattered the barrier and collided with Tengai's head, causing him to fall unconscious. Eri W vs Rakia. Rakia, you just had to escape. Now I have to do something about it, and Eri W, Sky Dragon. Eri W, leading Sky Eru. The whirlwind was too strong for Rakia to stay conscious. He was unconscious. Eri W vs Didoro Sakaki. Eri W was struggling to stand. Sakaki thought he was victorious, but Eri W, Troya, she generated a sphere of energy and clamped it shut. She was all better now. Sakaki, what? Eri W, Sky Dragon roar. Sakaki, who was on the roof, was shot straight through it. When he landed, he was unconscious. Eri W vs Toya Setsuno. Setsuno, I cannot let you escape, Eri. I will. Eri W, Sky Dragon wing attack. With 2 whirlwinds from her attack, Setsuno didn't stand a chance. But then came the rest of Overhaul's main men. Eri W, out of the way, now. Nemoto, not happening. Mimic brought out the trigger drug and was about to use it, but Eri W, I warned you. Sky Dragon. Eri W, wave wind. This attack took out the rest of the goons. She was about to escape, but Overhaul had merged with Rakia to become Overhaul. You will not escape, you cursed child. Eri would have started to cry, but Wendy was still in control. Eri W, give it up, Overhaul. Overhaul was surprised in both the change of attitude and voice. But he wasn't going to listen. So he slammed his mutant hand on the ground to send a bunch of spikes. But, Eri, Sky Dragon roar. The attack shattered all the spikes. Overhaul, what the? Wendy, Eri. In order to beat him and get your freedom, I need to get high enough to attack his face with one of my strongest move. Eri, then let's do it. Wendy, I'm afraid it's not so simple. In order to reach him, I would have to force your body into a permanent change. You won't be the exact same. This is your body, not mine. So the choice is yours. Eri, I'm tired of this meanie torturing and experimenting on me. I'm already a cursed child. I can live with it. Wendy, Eri, you're not a cursed child. Your quirk is a blessing. Eri, thank you, Wendy. No one's ever told me that. Now, let's take Overhaul down. Eri W then fell on her knees and grit her teeth. Overhaul suspected that she was surrendering, but then she grew scales and dragon wings. White as snow. Overhaul was shocked at what happened. Overhaul, she looks like a dragon. Eri W then shot up to the sky using her wings. Overhaul tried to grab her, but he couldn't even come close. Eri W then got in front of Overhaul with an angry expression. Eri W, it's over! Shattering light. Overhaul tried to punch her as a last-ditch effort to knock whatever happened to her out of her. But it was pointless. The moment Wendy had awakened, Eri was destined to get out on that same day. Eri W, Sky Drill. Overhaul realized something at that moment. He should have let her escape. Because now, he wasn't leaving this place alive. Overhaul, and however, a major explosion of light erupted. When it died down, Overhaul was dead, but Eri was nowhere to be found. She wasn't in this world anymore. With Eri, she woke up in a forest. Eri, weird dream. Too bad it wasn't real. Then she looked at her arms and saw them covered in white scales. She then looked behind her and saw white dragon wings. Eri, wait, if I have scales and wings, Wendy? Wendy, I'm here, Eri. Eri, so it wasn't a dream. I'm free. Yay, Wendy, glad we're okay. Eri, hey, Wendy? Why do I have these spots and wings? Wendy, they aren't spots. They're scales. If it weren't for my dragon antibodies, you would have turned into a dragon. So, you're only half dragon. Scales and wings. That's it. Eri, wowie. She then looked around. Eri, where are we? Wendy, I think it's a forest of some kind. But I can sense the spirit of another dragon slayer around here. Eri, you can? Wendy, yes. His name is Natsu. The Fire Dragon Slayer. If we meet up with him, I'm sure we'll be given the care we need. She then saw 3 girls, and a green-haired boy with green dragon wings enter a mansion. Eri, I think that's him. Wendy, then we better follow. And so, they followed them. Flash forward. Izuku, now you see why I didn't want to tell you. They kept walking in silence until, Eri, excuse me? The 4 turned around to see Eri. Izuku, a little girl. Akko, she's so cute. Eri, we help. Izuku, hey. Let her go. She has a horn. And scales and wings. Could she be from my world? Akko reluctantly let her go. Izuku, sorry about her. Izuku N. She gets a little overexcited. Izuku Natsu. Not now. Eri W. So it's true, Natsu. Izuku N froze up. Izuku N. W Wendy? Eri W. Yup. That's why she has these scales and wings. Izuku Natsu. Do you know her? Natsu then told everyone about how he knew Wendy. Izuku, wait, turns to Eri, you're a dragon slayer too. Eri, why yeah? Where am I? Izuku told Eri exactly where they are. Eri, whoa, Susie, so, what do we do with her? Akko, I vote take her with us to the academy. Latte, honestly, I second that vote. Izuku, I third it. Susie, guess it's unanimous. Izuku, by the way, we never got your name. Eri, I'm Eri. Izuku, nice to meet you, Eri. I'm Izuku Midoriya. Akko, I'm Atsuko Kagari. But please call me Akko. Latte, I'm Latte Jansen. Susie, and I'm Susie Mambavaran. After that, they took Eri with them to the academy. Holbrook allowed the girl to stay when she told them what she went through, but she had to share with Izuku, Akko, Susie, and Latte. But they were more than happy about it. Later that night, Izuku, I never thought another person would have Dragon Slayer magic. I wonder if anyone else does. Whatever the case, I'm glad Eri and Wendy are okay. No shortcuts. It was the afternoon, and Akko was practicing magic with Ursula. Her task? Fix the broken statue. Akko saw some Tyextrilla. The broken statue pieces started to get lifted up. The pieces were getting put back together one by one. Then Akko started to struggle on one of them. Ursula, come on. You can do it. She attached another piece. Ursula, one more. She shot up her arms and put on the headpiece, but it was upside down. Ursula, it's upside down. With a flick of her wand, it was flipped over. Akko, I did it. But then she realized that the sculpture she fixed wasn't actually fixed the way she wanted it to. Sorry for the dust particles. I took this image by using my iPad to take a photo of my phone. Ursula, you were close. Akko, she fell to her knees. The statue then broke back into pieces. Ursula, nice try. Attempt 100 of repair magic. You almost have it. Akko, that was actually my 101th attempt. Ursula, it's alright. You'll get it tomorrow probably. Akko, I'm not so sure. She then remembered something. Akko, hey, Professor Ursula? I have to ask you a question. Ursula, oh? Well, what is it? Akko, it's kind of embarrassing. But I don't know why. I have to ask, why is it that when I think about Izuku, my chest hurts and my face heats up? Ursula's eyes widened and she gasped. Akko, do you know what's wrong with me? Ursula, oh dear. How can I explain this to her? Akko, I guess you don't. That's okay. Maybe Mr. Yagi can help me. I'll ask him another day. Anyways, bye. She then left. Ursula, oh dear. I know exactly what's wrong with you, Akko. You're in love with Izuku. Later that night, Akko sighs. Akko, it's already been a month since I started Professor Ursula's after-school lessons. Eri, she must be a nice lady to go that far for you, Ms. Akko. Akko, please, Eri. Just call me Akko. And yeah, she is. Yet I haven't improved at all. You and Izuku were able to come so far within just one day, Eri. But Wendy was in control of my body at the time. I still have a lot to learn, Akko. And yet Izuku is way ahead of me. Susie, Izuku has the spirit of Natsu within him. A full-fledged wizard. I think that gives him a major boost. Latte, she's right. Akko, I don't know. Maybe I'm just hopeless. Susie, wow. Akko is actually depressed. The dead must be rolling in their graves. Akko, I want to meet Chariot. I want to ask how I can be like her. Izuku is so lucky. He actually got to meet his idol. It's been 10 years since Chariot's last magic show. Where did Chariot go? Why did she suddenly disappear? Where is she now? Latte, I bet Chariot fell in forbidden love. Eri, forbidden love? Latte, she followed her lover on a long journey. Susie, I bet she was poisoned and turned into a rock. Eri, how does poison turn someone into a rock? Chariot would never make such a mistake. Eri, maybe Ms. Ursula knows where Ms. Chariot is. Latte, that would make sense. Both of them were students here, right? They're close in age, so they could have been classmates. Akko, really? Latte, it's possible. Akko, I'll go ask her. Eri, this late? Akko, I bet she and Mr. Yagi are in her room. Susie, why would he be in there? Latte, remember? They share her room because there are no other free rooms. Susie, oh right. I forgot. Akko then left for Ursula's place. Ursula's place. She was staring at the glass roof without her glasses, remembering her last magic show. Then she heard a knock on the door, so she came to the door. Akko, Professor, I need to talk to you. She had her face right in front of the door peephole, so she was surprised. She then opened the door. Ursula, what is it, Akko? Akko then noticed that Ursula wasn't wearing her glasses. Akko, Professor, your glasses. Ursula covered her eyes and ran to the other side of the room. Ursula, I'm sorry. I usually don't get any visitors. Akko then entered and saw. Akko, you're familiar as a crow. Good evening. I'm Akko. Aren't you a cutie? She then made a funny face at it, and it cawed. Ursula then put on her glasses. Ursula, would you like some tea? And so they had some tea. Ursula, so, what did you want to talk about? Akko, you were a student here, right? Ursula, what? Akko, did you ever meet Shiny Chariot? Were you classmates by any chance? Akko, well yeah. Akko, really? That's so awesome. Ursula, I don't know about that. Akko, wow. What was Chariot like? Did she stand out in class? Ursula, kind of. Akko, she was beautiful, wasn't she? Ursula, yes, you can say that. Akko, why did she disappear? Where is she? What is she doing? Ursula, I don't know. Akko, I thought not. Ursula, I'm sorry I couldn't help you. Akko, it's just that. Ursula, huh? Akko, ever since I saw her show, I've dreamed that someday I'd be like Chariot. I still believe it. But sometimes I get scared. If I could meet Chariot, I'd ask her, is it really possible for me to be like you? Ursula then got up and walked over to the top of the stairs and looked outside the top window. Akko followed her. Akko, Professor? Ursula, a long time ago, there was a person whom I called Professor. 2. One day, the professor told me, Midoriya Faringer. Akko, Midoriya Faringer? Ursula, it's an old phrase. You don't get that which you dream of, but what you work hard for. Look, she points out the window and Akko follows where she's pointing to see Izuku training with Toshinori watching. Izuku, fire dragon roar. Instead of the usual mass destruction that the attack would cause, this was more focused and attacked at a less wide range. A lot of trees were burned in his path, but not as much as it would had he not put his hands in a trumpet position. Izuku, it worked. So if I'm to use the Fire Dragon Roar attack in a close space, I use it that way to keep it more focused and not cause too much destruction, while still attacking at a long range. Toshinori, good work, young Midoriya. I'd say that's enough training for now. Izuku, alright. Izuku then ran back to his dorm. Ursula, that was the result of hard work. No matter what, you should take care of the shiny rod. She smiled at Akko, and she smiled back before looking at the moon. Akko, wow, the moon is blue. Ursula, that's right. It's a blue moon tonight. After that, Akko left to her dorm. Later that night, Akko woke up after having a strange dream. Akko, a dream? Wait, ASEC. Izuku then woke up. Izuku, Akko? Why are you shouting? Akko, oh. Sorry for waking you up. But I got an idea. She got out one of her books and flipped through the pages before finding something. Akko, look. Izuku, okay, but shh. The others are sleeping. Akko, oh. Right. Sorry. But look. She showed him a trading card that had the picture of the blue moon on it. Akko, on a blue moon, an ancient, ill-tempered and eccentric ghost appears. This ghost has vast knowledge about the past, present, and future. It will answer questions for those it likes. Izuku, answer questions. Wait, doesn't this blue moon appear only once every few years? Akko, yeah? Izuku, and the blue moon is tonight? Akko, yeah? Izuku, then we have to act. Now, Akko, right. We have to go to the Blue Moon Abyss. She got her witch outfit, and Izuku put on his scarf. Izuku, I'll leave the room first and wait for you to change. Izuku left the room and Akko changed. She was then about to leave, but she almost forgot the shiny rod. She took it and then left. They then kept on running through campus until they came across the blue moon shine from the glass and on Akko, which caused the shiny rod to glow, and then shoot a laser at the ground which caused it to glow before becoming stairs to a cave entrance. Izuku N, alright. Let's do this. Izuku, Natsu. Can you please not? We don't want to wake anyone up. Natsu, fine. Akko, so the Blue Moon Abyss is down here. They both went down the stairs. Meanwhile at Ursula's, Toshinori saw Ursula looking at a poster. Toshinori, what are you looking at, Ursula? Ursula, the 7 words. There are 7 spells that the shiny rod can use. This one is Knock to Orphei Od Frieder. Aim for the ideal place. The day she came to Luna Nova, Akko activated the first word. Toshinori, isn't that 4 words? Ursula, don't ask. Toshinori, hey, what's going on with your pot? Ursula, huh? She looks at the pot to see Akko and Izuku walking through the cave. Toshinori, young Midoriya and young Kagari? What are they doing? Back with Izuku and Akko. Izuku was using his fire to light the way. Akko, Chariot may have come here once, too. Akko the tripped and fell on Izuku and they crashed into a rock. Akko the realized her position and got off Izuku. Akko, sorry. Izuku, it's okay. She then saw the rock change and gain a scary face somehow. She backed away. Izuku, huh? What's wrong? Then he saw the other rocks change as a strange fire climbed up them and gave them creepy faces. Izuku, oh. They could hear voices coming from them, telling them to go back. They were both scared, but only Akko ran away. Izuku, Akko! Wait! He ran after her, and saw that she fell into a hole. Izuku, Akiko! He jumped down and dived after her, eventually catching her and then using his wings to slow their descent and land safely. Izuku, you okay? Akko then noticed that she was in a bridal carry position. Izuku also realized this, and they both blushed madly. Izuku then let her down. Izuku, sorry. Akko, it's fine. It was my fault for running off like that. They then noticed someone in front of them. It was Shiny Chariot. Akko, it's you! Finally I get to see you. I saw your magic show. I came to Luna Nova because I want to be a witch like you. Natsu, Izuku, something isn't right here. Izuku, I know. If this were really Shiny Chariot, she wouldn't be our height. She would be as tall as Ursula. Akko, what can I do to become like you? You are my only dream. Chariot, you must have begun to realize no matter how far you reach, your dream won't come true. Chariot had a cruel smile, but Akko narrowed her eyes. Akko, liar. Chariot would not say that. Chariot is the one who taught me that it's my belief in myself that makes up my magic. Izuku then steps in with his fist on fire. Izuku, who are you really? She then disappeared in a teal light. Izuku Hey. Get back here! We're not done! Izuku Natsu. Enough. And Akko, great job. I had a feeling that wasn't the real chariot considering she was the same height as us. That's when a bunch of creepy ghosts came out of the ground and started roaming the area. Izuku and Akko nearly got hit by one and fell to the floor. The ghosts then merged together. Izuku and Akko then got up. Akko, the ghost of the blue moon. Are you behind the fake chariot? Are you mocking me? Ghost, why are you here? Akko, there's something I want to ask. You can answer all questions about the past, present and future, can't you? The ghost then formed a wood-like face. Ghost, not all. But what I cannot answer, nobody can. Akko, I want you to tell me about my future. Can I really become a witch-like chariot? Ghost, foolishness. Akko, this is more important to me than my life. Ghost, is this the future you wish? Her lower body then opened up a little. It showed Akko doing the same show that Chariot did 10 years ago. Akko, that's my dream. Ghost, step through the door. Then that future will be yours. But when you get the bright future, you will lose your past. Akko, what do you mean? Ghost, the future comes with a price. You must sacrifice your past. The ghost then showed her images of everyone that she would lose if she did so. And Izuku was one of them. Izuku said nothing. Ghost, your useless past will be erased. The images then disappeared. Akko, wait. Please don't erase them. My past is full of failures and almost nothing went right, but I don't want to erase those memories. Ghost, why? They are not worth saving. Natsu, Izuku, shouldn't we do something? Izuku, not yet. Akko has to realize something. Akko, the tears, the frustrations, the laughs, they're all mine. No one else's. They're everything I have done. I did my best. I'm not going to erase them. Izuku smiled. Ghost, are you alright with not becoming chariot? Akko, I can be. I will be an amazing witch through my own hard work. Izuku came up to Akko. Akko, the professor taught me. The shiny rod started to glow. Akko, you don't get that which you dream of, but what you work hard for. Midoriya Faringer. Bright lights gathered around Akko and became. She then swung the shiny axe at the ghost. Izuku, Dragon Slayer Secret Art Crimson Lotus Fire Dragon Fist. Both of their attacks landed and caused them to be blown back from the shock. And the ghost changed. Eventually, they passed out. Later, Chariot and Toshinori found them. Ursula, they're okay. Toshinori, what a relief. Ursula, it's been a while. Toshinori was confused. Ursula, some time has passed since I saw you last, Professor Woodward. Toshinori, Professor Woodward. Woodward then showed up and Toshinori coughed up blood. Woodward, is that you, Chariot? It looks as though the lost Clamo Solace has been revived. Ursula, you tested this girl. Just as you tested me, long ago. Woodward, she seems to be quite stubborn. As well as the boy. Toshinori, they certainly are. Woodward, oh. Chariot, I didn't know you had a boyfriend. Ursula blushed and Toshinori coughed up more blood. Ursula, and no. We're not like that. We're just our friends. Toshinori, that's right. Woodward chuckled at their reaction. Woodward, she brought back the second word. Ursula, Midoriya Faringer. Akko also revived the first word. Toshinori, now it's 2. Woodward, there are a total of 7 words. Revive the rest of them. Chariot, you must help her. She then disappeared into a bunch of leaves. Toshinori, well, that just happened. After that, they took the 2 back to their dorm, obtaining one for all. It was early in the morning and Akko was practicing her magic. She got pretty close to becoming a monkey but had rabbit ears as well. Then, she became essentially Dumbo. She started floating away but was popped like a balloon by a bee. She ended up on the roof of the school. But she was getting much better. Later at lunch, the newspaper girl was handing out the list of witches that are attending this festival. Latte picked one up and read from it. Latte, Madame Uraraka is a Nobel Prize-winning authority on magic novels. Akko had stars in her eyes. Akko, witches from all over the world. I'm so excited. I can't wait for the festival. Susie whispers to Latte, does Akko know? Latte whispers to Susie, I can't tell her now. Izuku, what are they talking about? Akko, I can't wait to see the worldly witches. Later in the auditorium, Holbrook, on October 31st, we will celebrate the Samhain festival, which has been our school's tradition for 1,600 years. It's a perfect time to show the ability of Luna Nova students to our alumni. Students will be divided into teams to work on their presentations. The witches then showed them what they did last year. Holbrook, boiling of toads for enchantments. Memorizing 10,000 incantations. The ancient dark dance. A full-course medieval magic dinner. Natsu, yeah. Akko, is the festival always this lame? Izuku-en, weren't you listening? We get to eat a full-course dinner. They all stare at Izuku-en. Izuku, I am so sorry. Damn it, Natsu. Natsu, sorry. Holbrook. And at the end of the festival, the most talented witch will be chosen out of all the students, and crowned the Moonlit Witch. Akko, the Moonlit Witch, just like Chariot. Finilan, now, each one of you will be assigned a duty at the festival. Team leaders, please come forward and draw fairy lots. Akko, who's going to draw? Susie, it's gotta be you. Akko, what? But I have such bad luck with these things. Latte, me too. Izuku, yeah? When Diana pulled from the lot, she was put in charge of summoning magic. Amanda was put in charge of cleaning. Amanda, gross. Jasminka, cleaning? Finilan, the rest of the team leaders, come forward, quickly. Izuku, we have to decide. Susie, hop to it, Akko. Akko, I can't. Finilan, the leader of the team over there, come forward now. Izuku, sorry to say it, Akko, but you have to do this. Akko gave in. But she ended up on sacrifice duty. Izuku, sacrifice duty? Susie and Lotte shrugged. Lukich, for those in charge of the sacrifice. She shows the class an image of a vase. Lukich, this vase contains an old ghost, Vajrawa the Grieving. Akko, Vajrawa the Grieving? Lukich, Vajrawa will wake at the stroke of midnight and go on a wailing rampage. That's why we make a sacrifice. Once Vajrawa eats the sacrifice, it will go back to sleep until the next Samhain festival. Akko, are we going to die? Finilan, don't worry, Ms. Kaguri. There is no danger to your life. The sacrifice passes through the ghost's body. Natsu, gross. The students then all started making fun of Akko. Izuku, enough. They all look at Izuku. Izuku, yeah, our team is the sacrifice. Does that really give you all the right to make fun of Akko? Before you answer that, I will. No. It does not. If one of you got picked to be the sacrifice, are you the one who's supposed to be made fun of? Would you like that? No one said anything. Izuku, that's what I thought. So stop making fun of her. If you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. Finilan, Mr. Midoriya is correct. We may be training to become witches, but we are still people. We must treat each other the way we want to be treated. Akko put her hand on her chest. Blushing. Finilan, and Diana Cavendish, after a vote was cast the other day, you were chosen as Luna Nova's youngest ever Samhain Festival Executive Committee Chairman. They all congratulated her. Finilan, now, let's do our best to make this festival a great success. Later, Eri, sacrifice duty? Akko, yeah? Amanda, so, this is the little girl you brought in. Why does she have scales and wings? Eri, that's a long story. I'm not very comfortable with it. Amanda, geez, kid. You sound like you got experimented on or something. Eri looked down. Amanda, wait, why you're not serious, right? Right? Eri said nothing. Izuku gave her a hug. Izuku, why didn't you tell us? Eri, as sorry. Akko joined in hugging her. Akko, it's okay. Amanda, I'm the one who should be sorry. After that fiasco, they decided not to pry into it until Eri was actually ready. Akko, I thought the festival was supposed to be a fun event. The ritual where the ghost eats the sacrifice, what's with that? Latte decided to research about Vajrawa. Latte. Vajrawa the Grieving was a member of the royal family of the Book Kingdom back around 200 BC. She was surrounded by good friends and had a happy life. But after losing her friends in her later years, Vajrawa cried over how sad the world had become, and became the grieving ghost. Natsu, yikes. Wendy, I feel bad for her. Eri, me too. Susie, that's the only reason. Natsu, I actually understand. Without your friends, what's the point in life? Izuku, no argument here. Latte, she cries even while sleeping, which is why she gets so hungry and has to eat the sacrifice. Jasminka offered her some popcorn. Jasminka, do you want some? Akko then started shouting at the pearl-like thing that Latte was using to search the web. Akko, hey Vajrawa. This is all because you are such a crybaby. Geez. I'm the one who wants to cry. She lies down on her bed. Akko, I've been practicing so hard so I can be the Moonlit Witch like Chariot. Amanda, you mean you want to be chosen as the Moonlit Witch? Latte, that might be difficult. I bet Diana will be the Moonlit Witch. Amanda, I think so too. Akko, how can you guys say that? Izuku, I hate to say it, Akko, but while we're stuck on sacrifice duty, Diana has the main event. Latte, and she comes from a prestigious witch family. She was born with so many talents. Akko, so you don't want to be the Moonlit Witch Latte? Latte. I'm only here to learn magic so I can take over the magic tools store. Akko, what about you, Susie? Susie, I'm actually excited about passing through a ghost's body. Izuku, yeah, I expected her to say something like that. Amanda, you can't even fly a broom, Akko. Yet you're dreaming of being the Moonlit Witch? Ridiculous. Eri, why does she want to be this Moonlit Witch thing? Izuku, because Eri, her idol, Shining Chariot, was the Moonlit Witch. Eri, oh, Susie, Amanda's not wrong. Latte, it was bad luck. A lottery. Susie, you were just getting ahead of yourself. Akko, you guys are awful. She ran out the door. Amanda, drama queen. Izuku, I wouldn't say that. They all look at him. Amanda, how so? Izuku, tell me, how often are you made fun of? No one said anything. Izuku, that's what I thought. While we've all been made fun of, me and Akko have been made fun of more than the rest of you girls. Amanda, wait, you? Izuku, back in my world, I was made fun of on a daily basis. I was given the name, Deku. They all stared at him with a blank face. Izuku, right, you guys aren't Japanese. Eri, I am. And I think those people are a bunch of meanies. Izuku smiles and pats the dragon girl's head. Izuku, thanks. Amanda, I'm confused. What do you mean by Deku? Izuku, Deku means useless. It's their way of saying I won't ever amount to anything. Everyone other than Eri's eyes widened at that insult. Amanda, and they said that about you of all people? Izuku, keep in mind that I didn't awaken my magic until that dragon attack, which was here in your world. So I had no power. As a result, everyone made fun of me for something out of my control. Akko's experiencing the same thing in a sense. The only difference is I've been experiencing it since I was 4 while for her, it's only been 2 months. Latte, back up, did you just say since you were 4? Izuku, yeah? You see, most people get their quirks at that age. But I didn't get one. So yeah? I've been discriminated since I was found quirkless. As such, I can understand how Akko is feeling right now. I'm gonna go talk to her. He then left. Latte, I never thought he would be bullied since 4. Susie, strange that he still seems to live life like normal. Amanda, he might simply have a high limit to his abuse. Jasminka, that makes sense. Susie, I wonder what would happen if he reaches his limit. Amanda, I'm gonna go on a limb here and simply say that I do not want to see that happen. Who knows what would happen if he reaches his limit and is actually in control of his actions, considering what we saw when he killed that evil fire dragon. And he couldn't really control himself, considering he tried to attack Mr. Yagi before Natsu took over. The thought of Izuku snapping sent shivers down most people's spines. Only Eri wasn't scared. Eri, Wendy, what is she talking about? Wendy, I think when Izuku awakened Natsu, he lost control and killed the dragon. Eri, seriously? Wendy, dragons do exist. Especially in this world. Frankly, I'm amazed he was able to kill one during his first time using it. Meanwhile with Akko, she was marching through the halls. Izuku, hey! Akko! Wait up! She looked to see Izuku. Akko, Izuku, what is it? Izuku, sorry if I made it seem like I didn't believe in you. I do. Maybe we can find a way to make this festival better. Akko looked at him and smiled. Akko, thanks. Later that night, Akko was lying on the balcony. Bummed out. Akko, Diana is amazing. She then started ruffling her hair in frustration. Akko, compared to her, I'm such a. But then Ursula came up to her. Ursula, you okay? Akko looked to see her. Akko, Professor Ursula. She sat up. Akko, I blurted it out in the moment, even though I know I have 0 chance. Ursula, 0? Akko, I hate to admit it, but even with Izuku's words of encouragement, the others are right. Diana is amazing. She's more mature than I could ever hope to be. She's someone I can't even reach. I'm still such a child compared to her. Ursula, yes, you have a tendency to not consider the consequences, but that's something you can work on. But I would imagine that Chariot also made many mistakes and felt down sometimes. Akko, I wonder what Chariot would do. Ursula smiles. Ursula, the Big Dipper is so beautiful. Beyond that twinkles the North Star, Polaris. She picks up the shiny rod. Akko, Professor Ursula? Ursula, if Chariot was here, she might say something like this. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. There are some things only you can do. She gives back the shiny rod. Ursula, please take care of it. Akko takes it. Akko, yes. Akko was about to say something else, but Ursula left. Akko, something only I can do. Then the shiny rod started to glow, and a small line of light was pointing somewhere. Akko decided to follow it. But along the way, she heard Izuku screaming, "Akko, what the?" Izuku, what she saw made her blush. She saw Izuku shirtless and really muscular. Izuku then stopped screaming, "Toshinori, this is great! Your body is finally ready to inherit one for all, Akko, WH. Really?" They looked to see Akko. "Akko, I'm high. I heard you scream, so I came to check on you, Toshinori. I guess she can see how it goes." She already knows the secret. Toshinori then buffs up. "All Might, are you ready to see how this goes?" Akko, "Why yeah." All Might then plucks off a hair. "All Might, alright young Midoriya, are you ready to inherit my quirk?" Izuku nodded. All Might then. "All Might, eat this." Izuku and Akko, "Huh? All Might, to inherit my power, he needs to swallow some of my DNA, that's how it works." Izuku, "This isn't how I imagined it." Akko, "Gross." "All Might, come on. Eat. Eat. Eat." Izuku was force-fed the hair before he swallowed. All Might, "Good. You swallowed right?" Izuku, "Yeah, but I don't feel any different." Akko, "You don't?" All Might, "Well, of course not. Young Midoriya has to process the hair first. It should kick in after a couple of hours. However, he may have molded his body into a proper vessel, but it was done in a hurry, so he should make sure to limit his power. Otherwise, the drawbacks will be intense." Izuku, "Limit my power." "Got it." All Might, "By the way, young Kagari, what were you doing here?" Akko, "Oh, I was about to head to the Big Dipper Arch again. I feel like I'm ready to see it again." "Want to come, Izuku?" Izuku, "Sure. Just let me put on my shirt." He did just that, and the two then went into the Big Dipper Arch again. Looking in the globe again, they saw a shiny chariot practicing her magic while simply enjoying herself. She struggled at times, but simply decided to have fun. Akko, could it be that Chariot wasn't practicing her magic just to be the Moonlit Witch? Uraraka. It's a spell? Izuku, these transformation affected her whole body most of the time. I thought I should be using one for all in one part of my body. Maybe I need to spread it out. Natsu, sounds like a good idea to me. The shiny rod then started glowing. Akko, I got it. I know what we can do. Izuku, whatever your idea is, I'll back you up all the way. Samhain Festival. Akko and Izuku were in their dorm with Akko explaining her plan to the others. Akko, at the end of the Samhain Festival, Vajrawa will appear when the bell tolls at midnight. Vajrawa, who cannot forget the sadness of losing dear friends, cries as she devours the sacrifices in one bite. Latte, so that's going to be us. Airy, scary. Latte, just thinking about it makes me, Susie, so excited. Izuku N, what is wrong with you? Akko, right then. Let's make Vajrawa laugh at this sacrifice ceremony. Latte, what? Akko, Chariot was chosen as the Moonlit Witch because of her transformation magic. But she didn't want to be chosen. I think she was just filled with this desire to excite everyone. So let's make Vajrawa laugh with our transformation magic, and make a fun performance. Susie, why? Eri, don't you think it's an awful ceremony, Susie? In my opinion, magic should bring happiness. I know it brought me happiness. Akko, see? Eri has the right idea. Susie, why do you have to take it so far? Nobody asked you to do that. Latte, I think we should just do as it's been done before. Izuku clenched his fist. Izuku, but then Vajrawa will be sad forever. Akko, we should do transformation magic that will wipe away her tears. Latte, but this ceremony has been done the same way for years. Susie, besides Akko still can't even perform basic transformation magic. Akko, that's true, but, Latte, Akko, I understand what the two of you are trying to do. But we can't always go along with what you want, Akko. But I want everyone to see that magic is fun. Latte turned off the lights by blowing on her wand. Akko, Izuku, let's do our best so they can see it too. Izuku, you can count me in always. The next day at Ursula's. Ursula, I see. Akko, I don't want to give up. Izuku, Latte and Susie think we should have the normal sacrifice ceremony. Akko, but I thought if we used the same magic as Chariot at the festival, we could get everyone excited. Ursula, the magic chariot used at the festival. Toshinori, seems like a good idea to me. Ursula, Uraraka. That's the third word. Do your best, you two. Toshinori, we'll do some research on Vajrawa the Grieving. Meanwhile, young Kagari, you should continue practicing, and young Midoriya, keep working on controlling one for all. I get the feeling it will be extremely helpful in this situation. Izuku and Akko, right. Akko, we'll come by if we have any questions. Ursula, we're here for you anytime. They left. Ursula, the reason Vajrawa wails in sadness. Toshinori, it must be difficult for her. The way she is, she can't pass on to the afterlife. So she's stuck in a never-ending cycle of grief. With Akko and Izuku, they were walking down the school halls. Akko, I'm sure Latte and Susie will understand once they see that we can do this right. They then heard Barbara and Hannah who were laughing at them from the room beside them, so they entered. Izuku, something funny? Hannah, yeah? There's no way you can do anything about this sacrifice. Barbara, I can't wait to see everyone laughing at you. Hannah, you are so perfect for the sacrifice. Akko the idiot. Susie the creep. Barbara, Latte the paperweight. And that made them shut up. Izuku, listen to me, you two. They started shaking in fear as fire enveloped his entire body. Ignore the lightning. He is not using one for all. I don't care what you have to say about me. I've heard it all before. But when you insult my friends, I start to get angry. I have a very long fuse, but even I have my limits. You want to know something? You two may be a part of Diana's team, but she doesn't insult people. You two are just bullies. They wanted to protest to what he was saying, but they were already petrified. Izuku, look, I don't care who you are. I don't care how prestigious your families are. To me, you're just two more bullies in a long list of bullies that I've met. After all, I was always bullied back in my world for the same reason you bully Akko. Now shut up. They hugged each other out of fear while screaming. That's when his fire died down. Izuku, that's all. Come on, Akko. These jerks aren't worth it. Akko, alright. Okay. I've never seen him get so angry. Little did they know, Susie and Latte were listening. Later that night, Akko was practicing by herself. Akko, metamorphy face yes. She came close to becoming a hippo but not completely. But she kept going all night. The next night, Latte the invisible, huh? She turned her position in bed. Akko was still training. The next night, Toshinori, Ursula, I found something. It says here. The first Princess Vajrawa of the Book Kingdom, the reason she wanders after her death is said to be related to a curse. Ursula, that's it. Toshinori, it's all I got. Ursula, I guess we have to look for older resources. Toshinori, hold on. There's something else in here. Vajrawa's vestige is kept at the Luna Nova Archive Library, with Latte, Susie, and Eri in the dorms. It's been 3 weeks. Akko is practicing so hard. And I'll bet Izuku is as well. Susie, 3 weeks and 3 days actually. Akko's not getting any better. Eri, she's not? She seems to be doing great to me. Wendy, right? Latte, hey Susie. Why do you think Akko is the way she is? Whether she fails or gets hurt, she continues to reach for the impossible. Susie, probably because she's an idiot. She just doesn't know when to quit. Eri W, she's not an idiot. She's determined. They're two different things. Latte, she's right. And I think it's amazing. Her pile of books falls down, and she sees a book she doesn't recognize. Latte, hey, this is trick or treat plan. She and Susie looked at each other. With Akko, she was trying to take advantage of her failed transformation by using her Dumbo ears to try and fly, but she turned back to normal, and she fell down. She then started to cry. But Latte and Susie came up to her. She then got up. Akko, Latte. Susie, you really can't do anything on your own, can you? Latte, but maybe all 4 of us can do something together. Wait, where is Izuku anyways? Akko, probably deep in the forest, training. Susie, well, we gave it some thought. We think it will be better if you're the only one who uses transformation magic, and we focus on assisting you. Latte, so even if you fail, the 2 of us can cover you, so. Akko, you guys. Latte, watching you made me remember the excitement I felt when I talked to a spirit for the first time. That feeling when magic was so much fun. So I thought it may not be a bad idea to have fun with you, Akko. Akko then hugged them while crying and thanking them. The next afternoon, it was time for the Samhain festival. Everyone was making the best of their parts. Even Amanda, who was using roller skates to sweep up trash. Then Constance would use an advanced vacuum to suck the junk up. With Susie and Latte, they were waiting for their turn. Latte, Akko is late. Susie, she's practicing until the last minute. Then Diana, Hannah, and Barbara came. Diana, Akko isn't here yet? It's almost time. Hannah, I bet she finally realized how pathetic she is. Barbara, and she ran away. before Diana could say anything. Izuku, what was that? Hana and Barbara screamed. Izuku, listen. Until you have all the facts, shut up. Capiche? Hana and Barbara, yes sir. Diana, what's gotten into you two? Hana, he gave us a terrifying death glare a few weeks ago. Barbara, I still have nightmares. Diana, why did you do that? Hana, wait. Don't make him angry. Izuku, I only did that because they were insulting my friends. I don't care what you people say about me. I've heard it all before. Been bullied for 11 years. But I won't tolerate people insulting my friends. Even my temper has limits. Diana said nothing and was about to leave with the other two. But then Izuku grabbed Diana's shoulder. Izuku, listen, Akko is the type of person who never gives up. That's who she is. So I want you all to stop making fun of her when she is simply doing the best she can. That's all. You can leave. Saying nothing, they left. Diana's performance was the same as in canon. So everyone was applauding. Latte, seems Diana did well. Susie, no surprise there. Akko, sorry for the wait. Akko came rushing in. Izuku, better late than never. Akko, sorry about that. I was busy practicing. What about you, Izuku? Did you get a handle on that new move? Izuku knew what she meant. Izuku, I did indeed. Akko, alright. Latte. Susie. Izuku. Let's give this everything we got. They all nodded, and so, Wongari, the festival is about to reach its end. When the bell tolls at midnight, the sacrifice ceremony will be performed. The lights shine upon the vase that Vajrawa was in. Wongari, this year's sacrifices are Latte Jansen, Susie Mambaveran, Izuku Midoriya, and Atsuko Kagari. Diana was behind the curtains and looked in front to see the whole group. Diana, Akko. Akko came up to her. Akko, just watch. Then she and the others left the curtains. That's when midnight struck. Natsu, you ready, buddy? Izuku nodded. Akko, hi everyone. Let's begin the exciting sacrifice ceremony show. This confused the teachers. They wanted to stop it, but Holbrook wouldn't let them. Vajrawa then came out. Akko, Vajrawa the grieving, come on out. Susie and Latte flew away on their brooms. Akko, over here. Wongari, oh my. Are Akko and Izuku the only sacrifices? Vajrawa opened its mouth. Akko, metamorphy fa. They were then eaten, or so Vajrawa thought. Akko transformed just in time while Izuku dodged it. Wongari, what a surprise. Akko transformed into a mouse and avoided being a victim while Izuku skillfully dodged it. For the first time, one of Akko's spells actually worked. Izuku, hop on. Akko grabbed onto Izuku's shirt. Then, red lines started appearing all over Izuku's body. Wongari, what's this? I've never seen him do this before. Then, scales appeared on his face. Izuku, one for all, Dragon Force. Akko then changed back to normal. Izuku, keep holding on. Izuku then started to fly. Thanks to One for All, Dragon Force, Izuku is more than strong enough to carry not just Akko, but he could carry Susie and Latte too. Izuku, catch us if you can, Vajrawa. Vajrawa roared and destroyed the stage. Wongari, the stage is destroyed. But Akko and Izuku are in the air, safe and sound, above the stadium. Which three? Well, I'll be. I heard there were rumors of a dragon slayer in this school, but I wasn't expecting them to be true. Which two? Very interesting indeed. Susie then sprinkled a potion from above and caused giant mushrooms to grow out of the ground. Wongari, mushrooms. Mushrooms are growing. Akko, great job. Susie. Izuku turned his head to see Vajrawa behind them. Luckily, Izuku was able to avoid getting eaten with Akko. Then, Latte and Susie used a spell to make trees grow out of Vajrawa's head. Izuku, you should smile, Vajrawa. Everyone was laughing at this performance. And since it's intentionally funny, they aren't making fun of Akko, Izuku, Latte, and Susie. Izuku, fire dragon brilliant flame. He shot multiple brilliant flames to the sky. Izuku, fireworks version. The brilliant flames then exploded into fireworks with the one in the middle resembling the fairy tale mark. Akko, Vajrawa. Are you having fun yet? Vajrawa was a little distracted by the fireworks, so she didn't see that Akko got down and snuck around her. So she turned around to see her. Send away your sorrow with laughter. Metamorphy face yes. She transformed into multiple silly forms. It was making everyone laugh. Akko, how was it, Vajrawa? Was it fun? Vajrawa made a loud roar. This made Akko fall off the mushroom she was on. Thankfully, Izuku caught her, and she was now riding on his back. Izuku, that was close. Vajrawa doesn't seem to be having fun. Akko Vajrawa. Meanwhile with Ursula. Ursula, there it is. This is it. Ursula, I was worried that it was gone. She then brought out her wand. Ursula, Turuto Estida. A green glow came from what she found. Ursula, ancient spirit, answer my question. What is Vajrawa's curse? It then showed. Ursula, this is the seed of sadness? After Princess Vajrawa lost many of her friends, she swallowed the seed of sadness so she wouldn't lose the memory of them. The seed will spread its roots inside, and keep the sadness for eternity. Back with the others, Susie. So, what are we going to do? Izuku, I don't get it. Why is she so sad? They flew above her and Vajrawa sneezed at them, flinging them into the air, and caused Akko to drop her shiny rod. Akko, shiny rod, Wangari. They were blown away by Vajrawa's sneeze. Ursula then showed up where the shiny rod had landed. She then gave a whistle as they started falling before Izuku grabbed Akko with one hand, Susie with the other, and Akko grabbed Latte. Then, Ursula's familiar came with the shiny rod. And Ursula was speaking through it. Ursula, Akko, you're Professor Ursula's familiar. And you've got the shiny rod too. Ursula, listen carefully, Akko. The roots from the seed of sadness are spreading inside Vajrawa. Akko, the seed of sadness? Ursula. So she would never forget her friends, she placed a curse on herself to remain sad forever. Natsu, that's insane, but I don't blame her all that much. Ursula, you must pull out the roots of sadness. Use Chariot's magic as well as the Dragon Slayer magic. I know you can do it. Akko, right. Izuku, so, that means we only have one way to go. Latte guess so. Susie, lead the way, Dragon Boy. Izuku nodded and flew right towards Vajrawa, who then ate them. They were on a bumpy ride through the stomach. Akko, where the heck is the source of sadness? Then they found it in a more open area. Izuku and there it is. Akko, alright. Let's go, Latte, Susie, Izuku, and you as well, Natsu. Izuku then used his dragon force strength to pry open the path to the more open area where the seed of sadness is. Susie, that is some great strength. Akko held up the shiny rod. It then started to glow. Akko, Vajrawa, remember the laughter. Their smiles. Ariaraira! The shiny rod then became a rope and wrapped around the seed of sadness. Izuku ready? Akko, now! They started to pull on the rope. Outside of Vajrawa. Wangari, what's this? Vajrawa is acting strangely. A massive green glow was appearing on its belly. So it tried to stop this by grabbing onto its stomach, squishing the team. Wangari, what is going on in there? Inside Vajrawa. Natsu, Vajrawa. Your friends don't want you to live with sadness. They want to see you smile. Akko, open your heart. Let's laugh together. They were starting to succeed in pulling out the seed, and then they did it. A massive pink explosion took place in front of Vajrawa as Izuku, Akko, Susie, and Latte were out of the belly of the beast. Then they saw. Natsu, is that her true form? Izuku, I think so. Vajrawa gave a curtsy before disappearing, having moved on to the afterlife to join her friends. Wangari, this is incredible. The sacrifice team has done something truly amazing. Everyone was cheering for them. Ursula then went up to the teachers. Ursula, it seems the sacrifice ceremony will no longer be needed. Holbrook, I agree. Akko was hugging her friends while crying. Izuku was blushing hard as his hug from Akko was a really tight one. Although, while this was happening, no one noticed a bunch of small yellow metal cubes gathering up into someone's hand. New teacher and new student. Ursula was researching. Ursula, the words have been revived. The words of Arcturus have been lost for a long time, but Akko has managed to revive 3 of them. She looked out the window while remembering something Woodward said. Flashback. Woodward, what was lost is still bound by the 7 words of Arcturus. Those remaining must be spoken. They must be revived. Chariot. End of flashback. Ursula, it's time to tell Akko everything. The next day in the courtyard, Akko was with all her friends, including Eri. Akko, now that things have calmed down, it finally feels like fall. Latte, today's the start of the new semester, which means we're going to have a new professor. Akko, you've gotta be joking. You can't be new if you're ancient. Amanda, I still can't believe that stunt Akko pulled at the festival. I mean, even I was impressed. Latte, it was totally amazing. Amanda, hey, show us that magic again. Akko, no. Amanda, come on, what have you got to lose? Akko, look, it's not something I can just do whenever I feel like it. Like Izuku's magic, you know. I finally realized that, no matter how hard I try, The shiny rod won't do what I want it to when I want it to, but somehow, it can sense when I really need it. Latte, mysterious. Amanda, the rod used to belong to Chariot, right? Latte, yeah, and Akko just found it in the forest of Arcturus. Amanda, seriously? Little did they know, Diana was listening to them. Amanda, wait, isn't that the Forbidden Forest? Susie, you normally can't enter cause of the barrier, but we managed to get in. Amanda, I've heard that there are some pretty awesome secrets hidden in there. Latte, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that even Amanda knows those rumors. Izuku, I wonder why Chariot disappeared in the first place. Akko, I wonder that too. And I also wonder if there's a connection between the Forbidden Forest and the shiny rod. When I finally meet her, maybe she'll tell me everything. After that, she went to find Ursula. Eri, hey Izuku? I have a question. Izuku HM? What is it, Eri? Eri, what's a papa? Izuku, a papa? Well, it's a man who takes care of you. And teaches you things that teachers don't. It's a bit tough to give a proper explanation. Eri, someone who takes care of me? Meanwhile with Akko, she came to Ursula's place and opened the door. Toshinori was also there too. Akko, Professor Ursula. Oh, and Mr. Yagi's here too. Toshinori, good morning, young Akari. Ursula, good morning. Akko, so what is it you wanted to tell me? Ursula, I'm going to tell you something important, so please listen to me carefully, Akko. This will affect your destiny. Then the phone started to ring and it showed Samantha on the phone. Samantha, Professor Ursula. We need you here. Quickly, Ursula ran out of the room. Toshinori, we should go too. He started walking towards the door. Akko, hang on, Mr. Yagi. Toshinori stopped. Toshinori, what is it? Akko, I have a question that I'm hoping you can answer me. Toshinori, I'll see what I can do. Akko, why is it I feel strange around Izuku? Toshinori, what do you mean by that? Akko, well, my face starts to heat up. And my chest starts to hurt. And then heart beats faster. What's wrong with me? Toshinori coughed up blood. Akko, Mr. Yagi? Toshinori, how do I put this? Akko, do you not know? Toshinori, oh, I very much do know. Akko, then please tell me. I have to know what's wrong with me. Toshinori, young Kagari, you're in love with young Midoriya. Akko's eyes widened and her face turned red. Akko, in love? Toshinori nodded. Toshinori, trust me, young Kagari. I know for certain. But right now, we have to get to Ursula and the others. Akko nodded and they left. With the teachers, Toshinori and Akko. Ursula, what's going on? Finilan, they're on strike. Akko, seriously? Finilan, get back to work right now. If you don't, you can bet there will be consequences. They weren't budging. Principal's office. Finilan, in all my years, I've never heard of fairies forming a labor union. Lukic, it's ominous. Finilan, it's troublesome is what it is. The cooking, laundry, and cleaning have all ceased. Holbrook, oh goodness. And what is it that the fairies want? Finilan, they've asked for a greater share of energy from the Sorcerer's Stone. Holbrook, is that not possible? Finilan, of course not. Using her wand, she showed a chart. It showed a massive decline in magic. Holbrook, oh my, that's quite the decline. Samantha, this diagram depicts the daily usage of energy from the Sorcerer's Stone. And this one shows the energy the stone produces. She showed two diagrams that looked mostly the same. In other words, they don't have much energy to spare. Samantha, as you can see, there is none to spare. Ursula, oh no, if the fairies continue refusing to work, that means the entire school could shut down. Holbrook, here's an idea. Some of Luna Nova's alumni now operate farms and factories using the Sorcerer's Stone, don't they? Why don't we ask them to share their energy? If we can manage to gather a bit from everyone, then I believe that should be more than enough to give to the fairies to keep them happy. Finilan, in a good idea in theory, but they don't have any excess energy either. Holbrook, we'll have to ask each and every one. Samantha, that just sounds tedious. Lukic, I'm afraid some of us are far too old to do such a thing. Holbrook, I see. We'll need young blood then. Ursula, huh? And so, Ursula had to carry a bunch of silverware to the other places. Lucky for her, Toshinori joined to help. Ursula, I can't believe I got stuck doing this. This is the worst. Toshinori, can't you use your quirk to help? Toshinori, I'd rather not have people see me in my buff form. Ursula, I guess that makes sense. In the cafetorium, Latte. So you're saying Professor Ursula and Mr. Yagi aren't here? Akko, correct. Izuku, they said Ursula had some errands and Mr. Yagi decided to help her. They'll be back soon. Akko, Honestly, if I were her, I wouldn't come back at all. Latte, well, hopefully they'll settle this strike stuff soon. Akko took a sip of her soup. Akko, what's this? Sushi. I used some taste-altering magic to make it disgusting, but it failed. Izuku, and you what? How could you do such a thing? Food is one of the most important things in the world. Izuku, seriously Sushi, why do you sew stuff like this? Latte then noticed that Sushi wasn't the only one who couldn't use magic. Everyone else couldn't do so. Latte, but why isn't magic working? Izuku, wait, oh no, that means. Izuku tried to use his fire magic and it worked. Izuku then sighed in relief. Izuku, thank goodness. I can still use my magic. Later, in front of the tower that holds the Sorcerer's Stone with the teachers and students. Nelson, hey, stop. Get down from there, now. The fairies were blocking the Sorcerer's Stone with magic-resistant boards. This stopped the magic from working. However, Dragon Slayer magic was unaffected due to it being ancient magic. Akko, why would they do this? Samantha, headmistress, what should we do about this? They then screwed up a little and one of the boards started falling down. It was about to crush everyone. Akko screamed. Izuku, Akko! He activated One for All and got in front of her. Izuku, Fire Dragon. But then a flying drone came and stopped the pillar from crushing everyone. Wongari. We were saved by some sort of flying thing. Then they all saw a bunch of drones. One had a woman on top of it. The woman was lowered down. Holbrook, oh my goodness. I nearly forgot what day it was. It's our professor's first day. Akko, what? I was expecting someone way older. Croy, been a while, hasn't it? How've things been? Holbrook, we're in a bit of a situation at the moment. A red drone came down. Akko, what the heck is this? Izuku, that's a drone. Latte, how is it flying? Our magic source was blocked off. Croy, this little thing here is a magic moving unit made with magictronics. I like to think of it as an advanced flying broom. Akko, an advanced broom? It then started to clean the dust off the ground. Natsu, more like a flying vacuum cleaner. Holbrook, now then, please meet your new modern magic teacher, Professor Croy. Croy, if I've piqued your interest, come to my classroom. Let's discuss the future of magic. She brought out her phone and gave it a tap, causing all the drones to fly up and surround the top of the tower. Akko, the future of magic? Later that night, Izuku was using his fire magic to light up the place. Eri, this is getting bad. Latte, well, the strike is still going on after all. Akko, but anyway, the new professor seems so cool, doesn't she? Izuku, I don't know. I can't explain why, but for some reason, I have a bad feeling about her. Akko, what? But she saved us. Izuku, I'm probably just being paranoid. That's all. Akko, well, I'm really curious about what her class is like. Latte, someone who already attended the class said that you get to use tablets Professor Croy invented herself. Akko, whoa, tablets? The next day, Akko, it's cold. Sushi, not having heat really sucks. Due to the strike, no one could take hot showers. Although, due to Izuku being a fire dragon slayer, he can't really get cold. Unfortunately, the same could not be said for everyone else. Latte, I guess not being able to take hot showers is really getting to people. Akko, we still can't use magic. Sniff, how's that gonna affect our classes? Samantha's class? Samantha, until the strike ends, you will all have to memorize every spell in the curriculum. After class, Akko, this has to stop. I'm gonna convince them to call it off. And Latte, you're gonna translate for me. Latte, what? And so, they came up to the fairies. Akko, alright then, you all better listen up. But when the teachers came, Akko had joined their side. Diana tried to talk some sense into her, but it failed horribly. She called her out for looking down on people. The next day, Nelson, time to begin negotiations with the labor union. Akko was joining the fairies' side. Holbrook, Ms. Kaguri? Akko, I kinda became their chief secretary. Holbrook, my, you're really climbing the ranks. Akko laughed. Akko, the fairies are demanding a 10% increase in their share of energy use. Samantha, 10%? Akko, in addition, they also want health benefits, as well as more energy for housing. Finilan, I'm afraid we have to deny that request. Akko, you didn't even consider. Finilan, that's because it's impossible. Holbrook, she's right. Energy isn't something we can create. Then Croy came in. Croy, but what if we could? Akko, Professor Croy. Then, down came some kind of machine. Croy, I am currently working on something I call the Sorcery Solution System, or SSS for short. With it, we can create energy. Magic power is fading. What do we do if we can't use magic anymore? But wait! If you incorporate the SSS, you won't have to worry about these issues for years to come. The Sorcerer's Stone absorbs power from the ley lines, then releases it. So throughout the day, it keeps producing energy like a power plant, thus wasting precious magic power. Now, what if we transformed all of that magic power into another form of energy, and used it more efficiently? That is the sorcery solution system, Holbrook. That all sounds awfully complicated. Croy, not at all. The SSS doesn't change a thing. Meaning, the magic will work the way it always has. Actually, this magic moving unit is flying using the SSS. Akko, really? Samantha, but surely it's expensive. Croy, you're right. The research will be costly. However, if the school builds a research lab, the government will provide a grant. Samantha, seriously? Croy, which will make the final cost zero. The idea is that we can save energy from the Sorcerer's Stone while the witches are sleeping and turn it into energy that can be used semi-permanently by the fairies. That way, both witches and fairies can use the energy equally. Akko, oh wow. I'm all for this social reading whatever thingy. Fenelon, absolutely not. As witches of Lunanova, we have to uphold the traditions left to us by our ancestors. Once again, I'm asking you to please not bring modern machinery into our school, Ms. Croy. Meeting over. Later. Akko, stupid traditions. Croy, hard to blame him. Not everyone has the courage to accept new things. Akko, Professor Croy, that's right. I wanted to thank you for helping me out the other day. My name's Atsuko Kaguri. Your modern magic is so cool. I was really impressed. Croy, thank you, Ms. Kaguri. Akko, please call me Akko. Croy, why don't you come to my modern magic class sometime? Akko, okay. Later that night. Hannah, please. Just let us take a hot bath. We promise we won't tell your union. Barbara, would you do it in exchange for one of these? Barbara offered the little fire fairy they were talking to a piece of firewood. Hannah and Barbara, so, may we please take a bath? And the bribery worked. But then, not long after, something happened that caused the hot water to become cold again. When Hannah and Barbara got out of the freezing shower, they saw the fire fairy looked like it was on death's door. Then some other fairies came in, and they saw what happened to the spirit. And they were angry. Hannah and Barbara were a little scared. But after seeing Izuku's death stare, they weren't as scared as they would have been. But they weren't scared nonetheless. With Akko and the others, screams were heard as Akko was drinking tea, which caused her to spit it out on Izuku. Izuku-en, and thanks for the tea shower. Akko, sorry. She opened the door to see that the school was being completely wrecked by the fairies. Izuku, what's going on? Susie, looks kinda fun. Latte, all of them are furious. They're saying that someone hurt the fire fairy, so the witches must be punished. Akko, oh no! They decided to go to the tower to get their magic back. However, along the way, Latte tripped. Latte, ouch! The others kept running before they heard her yell. Ouch! And looked behind. And they saw, it was about to punch Latte. Akko, Latte! Latte braced for impact, and shut her eyes when, lightning dragon, roar! The attack hit the bull fairy and zapped it so bad, it passed out. Akko, was that what I think it was? Izuku, why yeah. Dragon Slayer magic. Latte's eyes were still closed shut. Then a hand reached out to her. Hey, you alright? Glad I got here before it was too late. Latte opened her eyes to see. Latte, why yeah. Thanks to you? Thank you, oh. Right. My name's Denki Kaminari. I'm an exchange student here. Would have been here yesterday, but there was a thunderstorm. Latte, so you were held up at home? Denki, nah. I was just hungry. They all fell to the ground. Akko, what do you mean you were hungry? Denki, see, I'm what's known as a Dragon Slayer. It's an, Susie, we know what Dragon Slayer magic is. Akko, you're not the first Dragon Slayer we met. Actually, you're the third one. Denki, I am? Akko, our friend, Izuku here is also a Dragon Slayer. And this little girl, Eri, who is back in our dorm is also a Dragon Slayer. Denki, dude, seriously? And here I thought that was just his quirk. Izuku, wait, quirk? You know of them? That means you're from my world. Denki, seriously? That's music to my ears. I was so worried that you'd all look at me like I'm crazy. Izuku, I know what you mean. Denki, as for me, I'm a lightning dragon slayer. Latte, so you eat lightning? Denki, yup. So, you guys got a plan to stop this? Because I heard about the Sorcerer's Stone thingy being blocked off. Akko, We need to free it and get our magic back. Denki, then I'll help. And so, Denki joined them and they started running through the tower with the Sorcerer's Stone. When they reached the top, they were greeted by Denki, who's the goblin? Akko, that's a fairy. Denki it is? Doesn't look like it. Akko, hey, we won. The teachers accepted all of our demands. You can let us through. Please move. We need to use magic. It made no noise. Akko, Latte, translate. What's he saying? Latte, this fairy doesn't have any feelings. Denki, but it's smiling. Honestly, you are such an idiot. Denki, no need to be rude, Laxus. Latte, I can't understand what he's thinking at all. It's like he's a machine. Then it transformed into Denki, whoa. Didn't see that coming. It then tackled Akko and it threw her and one of the panels out the tower. Izuku, Akiko, he jumped after her. Denki, WOH. What's he doing? Susie, knowing Izuku, likely trying to save Akko. Izuku grabbed Akko and carried her bridal style before landing safely on the ground. And he noticed the SSS system right behind him when he landed. Izuku, what's that? Akko, that's the SSS system. She then noticed the position she was in and turned red. Akko, Izuku? Please put me down. Izuku, OH. Sorry, he let her down. Croy, system activate. It wasn't activating. Croy, oh darn it. Where are you? Denki, Croy. She looked up to see that Denki had sprouted scales and wings and was carrying Latte and Susie down with him. Denki, you called? Croy, Denki. Just in time. Think you could give my system a little charge? Denki gave a thumbs up. Denki, you got it. Lightning Dragon Roar. He shot a beam of lightning from his mouth at the system and it absorbed the electricity. Denki, told you staying behind to eat that lightning would come in handy. Croy, all right. You were right. Now. System activate. This time it activated. Croy, start the emo search. Emotional pattern red. Another fairy showed up with the poor, near-dead fire fairy. Croy puts on some glasses. Croy, Heli Fe Grifa. Activating the system, the drones started flying around and pacifying the fairies by sucking up energy. Holbrook and the other teachers were also watching. Holbrook, what is this? They then gathered around the fire fairy. Croy, save this creature's spirit. Give the fairy energy. Fuel spirit injection. It then shot a giant beam of red energy and saved the fire fairy. Izuku, it worked. He then saw that Akko, Denki, Susie, and Latte were covered in soot. Izuku, you okay? Denki coughed up some smoke. Denki, we're okay. Susie, how are you not covered in soot? Denki, probably cause he's a fire dragon slayer. Croy, sorry. Well, seems the little guy is feeling better. You okay? Denki, we're all good. Croy, good to hear. Then the other teachers came to look at the SSS system. Holbrook, so, this is that sorcery thing. Nelson, this thing actually saved us, headmistress. Holbrook, it's really possible to use magic without the Sorcerer's Stone like the Dragon Slayers. Samantha, we're going to get that grant for sure. Croy, oh stop it. And so, everything was returned to normal. And since Denki worked well with the others, he was determined to stay with the others in their dorm. Things were going good. However, no one knew that there was more to Croy than they thought. Not even Denki. The next day, Ursula and Toshinori had returned. Holbrook, your efforts are certainly appreciated, you too. However, we don't really need them anymore. Ursula, huh? Holbrook, things are changing here. Toshinori had to take a few deep breaths to not lash out. Eventually, they saw Croy talking with Akko. Ursula, is that Croy? Toshinori HM? You know her. Ursula, it's kinda a long story. I'm not really one to talk about it. Toshinori grabbed her shoulder and smiled. Toshinori, if you ever want to talk about it, I'm willing to listen. Ursula smiled and nodded. Ursula, thanks.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.